here we go. Another watch party, another softball watch party. Went so well last time. Figured, hell, I'd do it again. I'm not the biggest softball connoisseur out there, but I'm becoming a really big fan of softball. It's a little more upbeat than watching like Major League Baseball or even men's baseball. It's a little more of a fast pace, more of a game that can keep you interested. So we're going to watch the Oklahoma Sooners versus the Tennessee Volunteers softball game. We're waiting on it to start. I think Oklahoma and Texas are still playing. They're in the 6th inning right now. Florida is down to Texas 3-0. The Long Turds are winning this game. I'm going to bring up a few clips here to keep us busy until the game starts. Caleb Williams' fingernails, one of Oklahoma's favorite transferring quarterbacks of all time, sort of put himself out there again in a perverted way, like he always does. I might bring that up here before the show while we wait for Texas and Florida to end their game. Looks like Texas is going to move on unless Florida comes up with a few runs here. But 3-0 ain't too bad. At least it ain't 13-2 like it was with my team, Alabama. And we might be joined by Killer Breeze later, the consummate Oklahoma roughneck. Also, he's a half-breed corn dog from LSU. Went to both Oklahoma and LSU, so maybe he'll pop up here in a minute and give us his take, because I might have to step out for about 5 minutes to go down the street and pick my wife up from work and come back, but I will be back, so don't leave when I take my little 5-minute break to go pick her up. I've already got a few people up in here already. They're ready for this thing to get started. Kevron Harris is in the house. He's our Clemson, one of our 2 or 3 Clemson Tigers that come in here. He says, good afternoon, buddy. Go Sooners. Who else is in here? Sooner for Life is in here where he says Boomer. Kevin Ron Harris is saying the Oklahoma Sooners are unstoppable. It looks that way. It looks like Oklahoma may win a 5th title in a row. Saw a little article on it the other day. I didn't read it, but I'm meaning to read it, about why Oklahoma will indeed 5-peat, which not many programs have been able to do that. Well, let's go ahead and bring this Texas and Florida game up. Let's watch the ending of it, and hopefully it won't go into extra innings or anything like that. Hopefully this guy's got his shit together so that we're not delayed. Y'all tell me how far I am behind here. Looks like Texas Longhorns coach is aggravated about something. He's not too happy, as you can see. Sooners for Life says, I feel a great disturbance in the force. And what's the force? Do tell, what is the force? I've got some Barry Switzer clips I can bring up for y'all. If y'all want to do something to piddle away the time as we get closer to the start of this game. It's probably going to take a little while. They're going to have to clear the field and all that good shit. It's 1 o'clock now, so hopefully Texas and Florida will end this rather quickly. It would be nice if Texas would get these last 2 outs and then go on to the 7th inning. I guess Florida is playing the bottom. Is this the bottom of the 6th? Double play. Well, now. That girl looks pretty good in them orange pants, I must say. So double play by the Long Turds gets them out of the 6th inning. We're headed to the top of the 7th. And hopefully this game will get over post haste and we can get to what we come here for, that being to see hopefully the Sooners beat down the Volunteers of Knoxville. But Let me see what we got here. Let's pull up a little Patty Gasso clip real quick for y'all. Well, I got a few Patty Gasso clips to keep us occupied until this game starts. It will start at 1:30. If you're watching this on a replay, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're in here right now, pop out and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, pushes this thing out to more people. Gets the party crunk. There's Patty Gasso. Patty Gasso's Oklahoma Mount Rushmore. Let's see what she's got to say.
I'll get in so much trouble if I do that. Well, okay. I can give you Kehlani Ricketts needs to be on Mount Rushmore. Jocelyn Allo needs to be on Mount Rushmore. Paige Parker did some amazing things. We won a World Series against, we were in the finals with Auburn. She pitched, I think, every inning of almost every game that postseason. So it was just such a clutch performance. So yes, probably Paige. Lauren Chamberlain. Lord, geez. Oh, I'd be in huge trouble.
So that's Patty Gasso's Mount Rushmore of Oklahoma softball. So she seems to talk about Paige a lot. She must like the Paige girl a lot. And then she almost fell out of her seat because she forgot to mention the girl named Lauren, right? All right, we'll stop that screen and bring that back up. Present. Share screen. And share screen again. Here's a Tennessee and Oklahoma game. It's in a commercial right now, I think. Let's see. All right, there we go. And it's first batter up for Texas. Come on. Get them out. Get them out. Y'all don't be tying, though. Let's make this thing a 3-0 game and get on to the next game, the most important game. That being the Oklahoma Sooners versus those Tennessee Volunteers. Let's see what we got here. All right. 12 of 26 in the tournament. She's batting 4.462. 462 batting average. Not bad. She bats out on that one, though. One out for the Florida Gators in the top of the 7th. Hopefully they'll get this thing over rather quickly. How'd y'all like that Patty Gasso clip that I just put up? Boomer. Hey, Outlaw. I, of course, like the Sooners. Of course, because you are Sooner. I am Sooner. I am ... Sooner. Let me bring y'all up another. What do y'all want to see another Patty Gasso clip? She give us our top 4. Says, what's up, posse? Says Killer Breeze. He's in the house. He's got his badge. He's deputized. Doing pretty good. I sent you a link. I sent you an email. Hopefully you'll get up in here and help me out. I might have to take off for about 5 minutes and go pick my wife up, but I will be back shortly to continue on in the quest for a 5-peat, which has not been done many times in any sport. It would put Oklahoma in rarefied air. So since my team, Alabama, can't win it, and is it not funny to y'all that all these SEC teams are matched up against each other? And they got lower seeds matched up against each other. I think it got Oregon and UCLA matched up against each other. They're like a 9 and 16 seed. Something don't seem right about that. It's just like Alabama and Oklahoma. I don't think they should have been matched up in a super regional. I think Alabama deserved to have a little bit easier for super regional. I don't mind going on the road. But damn, man, y'all going to give us Oklahoma? Y'all trying to eliminate the SEC by having SEC on SEC violence. As you can see right now, Texas versus Florida. Oklahoma versus Tennessee. They can't get the job done, so they try to get us to get the job done on ourselves. That's why they want the SEC to play 9 conference games in football, too, by the way. But I just find it funny that they stacked all the SEC teams up against each other. I know why they're doing that. They don't want to have an all-SEC final. That's what it is, but might not be able to stop it. How many SEC teams are there in this Elite Eight? Or how many is it? Is it the top 8 or the top 16? I think it's the top 8, right? We'll try again. Try again. Try again if you can. Kill a breeze. While this game finishes up, let's see if I can't make it bigger for y'all. See if that helps. Is that better? A little bit better, right? Still got one out for Texas. Top of the 7th. Batter up. Foul ball by the Texas Long Turds. Now, I may put the volume on here. I may put the actual voices on here really soon. I tell you what I'll do. I'll put it in this thing right here. See if you can go through this link in the comment section. Killer breeze. There's a link. Yes, y'all please hit the like button as I Am Sooner reiterates here. It'll get more people in here, get the party crunk for us. It looks like it's going to be another out. 2 outs, top of the 7th. One more out to go, hopefully, for the Florida Gators. Let's pull up another Patty Gasso. I call her Gasso. Patty Gasso clip for y'all. I know y'all getting tired of seeing the Texas Long Turds, so let's share the screen here for just a second.
I've learned to allow them to be who they are. And the old coach of me would not allow any of this. But this generation, they've taught me a lot about coaching. And they taught me how to accept who they are and how it looks. And I mean, I think that has a lot to do with a lot of things, that I just allowed them to be them. And it's hard sometimes, because some of it I'm like, oh, no. But it's important to them. But they've taught me how to coach better.
And that's another Patty I keep calling Gasso. That's another Patty Gasso clip. Now back to the game. We got 2 outs, top of the 7th for the Texas Long Turds and the Florida Gay Turds. Oh, yeah, another pop-up. Looks like easy out for the Florida Gators. And that ends the top of the 7th inning for the Texas Long Turds. Mitchell heads to the dugout, giving head in the dugout, whatever she's doing. All right, so the Texas Long Turds lead 3-0, and now we got a Roach commercial. That's real nice. USA Texas long turds and a roach pops up. How ironic. Killer Breeze, I think you just don't want to come in here and be hanging out with me today. I think you just don't want to hang out with me, man. Y'all want to see something really funny? Y'all want to see Barry Switzer? Barry Switzer. Y'all want to see Barry Switzer pull out a zinger? Got a clip of that too, by the way, just to keep us busy up until game time, which I hope is pretty soon. Texas Longhorns, turds, whatever, can get these last 3 outs. We can get to the game that matters the most, that being Oklahoma and Tennessee, or the team that matters the most, just Oklahoma, because Tennessee don't matter. I guess they matter a little bit. I actually got some Tennessee fans. I've acquired some Tennessee fans podcasting. I didn't know there were good Tennessee people out there, but there are. But y'all don't get bored. Y'all hang out. You ain't got to leave. If you're bored, just keep it running so we get to watch time, and then come back in here when the game starts. But don't turn it off, because it won't be long here shortly, and we'll be to the game that matters. Let's go ahead and never bored, says Kill back first. He's got his badge. He is deputized. By the way, you see these guys with their badges like Killer Breeze and Kill back first. If you want your badge, you want to get deputized and be in the Outlaw Posse. It's only $2.99 a month. It's just 75 cents a week. That's just a half a bottle of water for the Outlaw. You get your badge, you get deputized, and you'll get a random 4-horseman shout out on the actual podcast, as well as possibly the comment of the day. And Florida's trying to rally. I hope not. I don't usually root for Texas, but in this case, I'm rooting for Texas because I want them to get off the damn field so we can get to the game once again that I've said ad nauseum. The game that matters. Come on. Striker out. Strike. That's a strike. Oh, yeah. Now, while the Texas long turds try to get these last 3 outs, I'm going to bring up a little zinger for y'all from the one and only Barry Switzer. Y'all ready for that? Actually, I'll keep it right here because they just got an out. That's 1 out, and you got 2 outs to go. This is a double elimination, unlike the SEC tournament, I think was single elimination. 2 more outs to go for Texas, and then we can get to the game. Florida's got a big F on their helmet for failure. They wear those helmets sometimes in football too, the white helmets with the big gargantuan, ugly ass blue F on it. And they're the ugliest helmets that they have ever worn. They need to stick with the Gator helmet, the orange helmet with the Gators in blue cursive. That's the best Florida Gator helmet in football. Should be a strike there. That's a strike. That's right down the gut. Come on, girls, get them out. This has been the only time I root for Texas the entire tournament. I promise. Y'all don't trust me? What? Come on now. Get the ball up. That's got to be aggravating as hell to have to wear a face guard on your face all the time. How come baseball players don't wear those? Baseball pitchers, how come they don't wear the guards on their face? But the women's do. Seems like the women would have an easier time guarding their face with the softballs being as big as they are. It seemed like it'd be a lot easier not to get hit in the face. Whereas you see baseball players getting dinged all the time. How come women's softball babies their women and puts those face guards on their face? Just saying, man, y'all want equal opportunity. Equal opportunity takes face guard off. Or vice versa, put the face guard on. Actually, I would think take it back. I think it's a good thing. I think they should put the face guards on the pitchers in baseball. All right. We got a full count going here. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Texas 3, Florida 0. Come on, Texas. Get them off the field. Let's get this game over with. Robert Bacon has joined us finally. Glad to see you, Robert. Don't mind, Robert, smash the like button. Everybody smash the like button and share it to your friends. Tell them to get in here before the game starts. I can bring up a few zingers for y'all. Caleb Williams has been, he's in the news again for doing something that reeks of gayness and perversion. Because that's what Mary Caleb Williams does. He's always finding himself in a very cringy situation or perverted situation. That's Mary Caleb Williams' fingernails.
What's happening?
All right. We got Killer Breeze in the house. He's out in the nature.
That's right.
Come on, get that out. There you go. 2 down, 1 to go. I don't know I'm rooting for Texas, but I'm rooting for them now.
I was just about to say, we got a real problem here. What
I
in
got-
the F is going on?
I got to
rooting
root for Texas. We got to get this game going, man. I'm ready for Oklahoma. I'm ready for Oklahoma to get out there, man. I want none of this extra end shit. I want some run rule games.
JPC is good with the softball as long as we get some 5-inning run rules.
This ain't a 5-run rule, but I sure as hell don't want 8 innings.
No, I'm talking about 5-inning run rule. Yeah. That's funny, man. That's fucking funny. Should be I'm surprised actually that Florida's getting shut out here.
Yeah, I could care less. If Florida was up 3-0, I'd be rooting for the Florida Gators. It could be freaking slippery rock. There it is. Out. Now the ass whooping's about to start. Now the Tennessee Volunteers about to get that ass spanked.
You know what's really funny is that Tegan Kavan, who's the starter for and pretty much their ace. They've got 3 good pitchers, but Kavan is pretty much their ace. Anyway, she does great against everybody except Oklahoma. Oklahoma rocks her every time they face her. She ends up getting pulled fairly early in the game.
I assume you're addressing Robert Bacon's comment.
Well, I'm not talking about, no, I was talking about Kavan. Carolyn Pickens, yeah, she can throw it hard. So what? So what? Who was it that they just went in the regional? Nebraska, they pulled her out of the game when Nebraska played them in game 1 because they get rocked there so much. So Carolyn Pickens has been there for a few years now. She's either a junior or a senior. Oklahoma's faced her before, and we'll see how it goes down.
Did you see the comment that Mary Caleb Williams made about the tush push?
No, I did not. What did he say?
Here, I'll show you. Let me show you. Let me pull it up real quick. Where is it at? You see that?
Well, that makes total sense now, doesn't it?
Look at those eyes, man. Look at it.
I bet he. Yeah, I'm guessing he's a big fan of the tush push.
That's like the Blue Oyster Club look on Police Academy.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
He looks like he's sitting at the Blue
It's such
Oyster
a bad look.
He says, "I wouldn't mind getting my tush pushed."
What did they say in training day? I'm guessing he doesn't. It's not his tush that he likes pushed. He likes getting his.
Well, they forgot to put
pushed.
the word. They forgot to put the word "in" at the end. It's supposed to be, I wouldn't mind getting my tush pushed in.
Yeah.
And people are new to the channel. You wonder why we give Mary Caleb Williams such a hard time. It's because it's just a consistent thing that he continues to do. He
gives you
makes
too
it
much
so easy.
material.
I mean,
Gives you too much material.
if he wouldn't do stupid shit like this, then he wouldn't get called out all the time.
That's right.
And that's why he's called Mary Caleb Williams Fingernails.
Hold tight 1 second.
We got some greatest moments of Mary Caleb Williams. If you want to see another one. Let's give y'all one more before we get back to the festivities, because I know the game's not on yet. They got to clear the field and shit. We'll bring the game back up in just a second. Get them get that field cleared. Where you at right now, man?
I'm at work. I'm about to head to the doctor.
This is probably Killer Breeze's most favorite moment.
What's that?
And the Mary Caleb Williams Fingernails Odyssey.
Well, I just like a man who, ends up knowing who he is deep down inside, and he owns it.
Can you see that?
He told everyone he wants his tush pushed.
He really don't own it. He just says alluding things and does alluding things, but he won't come out and say it. If you're going to be flamboyant about it, just go ahead and admit it, man. Quit hiding in the closet.
But does he really have to admit it at this point? I mean, don't we just know? Don't we just know? I mean, he's given us everything every kind of indication you need. He's given us already. I mean, what are we waiting for?
Here's a oldie but goodie that I think you like.
Caleb Williams jumping up and laying in the arms of family there.
Watching convulse.
Tough night.
Look, he's starting to have a seizure.
Sure did.
Yep.
He knows the reality of what a third loss means. His 2 years will be in LA.
Played well.
I was supposed to win. I'm supposed to win. They're just supposed to give it to me. Why?
That's pretty nice, right? That's a good moment in history. It's a great moment in history, right?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I hear a bunch of static.
There we go. That should be better now.
So give me a breakdown of this Tennessee-Oklahoma game. Give us a pregame prediction and whatnot. Give us what do you think the keys are for an Oklahoma victory here?
Well, it's really going to come down to Sam Landry more than Carlin Pickens. If Sam Landry can shut Tennessee down, I feel good about Oklahoma's chances of putting some runs on the board. Carlin Pickens is very good. Clearly, she throws the ball hard. She just broke her own record in the Super Regional and threw 79.4 over her previous. That's almost a mile and a half faster than her previous high. So she's definitely formidable. There's no doubt about it. But she's not untouchable. And man, at the end of the day, Oklahoma's offense right now is playing really well. Gasso has an uncanny ability. That team playing their softball right around time of the year, and once again, here they are playing the best softball they played all year. I was shocked that the game 2 of the Super Regional against Alabama, that I was not expecting that. So, and for anyone that doesn't realize how good of a program Alabama is and has been for a long time in softball, they might not have been a top 5 or a top 10 seed this year, but that didn't matter. They were a good team, and Oklahoma was just playing really well, man. So I kind of expect the same thing. If Sam Landry, on the other hand, does not have her best stuff to some runs on the board, it might get a little interesting. But I expect Oklahoma to win.
Yeah, I've mentioned this earlier. You might have heard me, but the seeding don't seem right. I mean, why is it all the SEC teams having to play each other? It's like when Alabama and Oklahoma were matched up. I don't understand why Alabama and Oklahoma were matched up so early.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. But it just comes down to the way it broke out this year. I mean, they do have one SEC team on the other side of the bracket. It's not only is it all SEC at the top of the bracket, but it's all the high seeds as well, because it's just how it turned out. That's why I think they should reseed it when they get to the World Series, but they don't. So you could have avoided a lot of that. Now, the one interesting thing about the bracket, though, is that whoever loses the first two games in the top of the bracket with all the SEC teams, so whoever loses out of Oklahoma and Tennessee and whoever loses out of Florida, well, now Florida, they actually go play on the other side of the bracket now. So if you lose, you will get the what's kind of considered to be the weaker competition. So it does kind of start to even out as the tournament goes on. And the other nice thing is it guarantees that you've got at least one SEC team in the championship. But I suspect since the losers of today's games on the top of the bracket will be moving down to the bottom of the bracket to run through the consolation side, I'll be really surprised if we don't have two SEC teams in the championship again.
Your picture went out. I can hear your voice. You just don't have your face up there.
Am I back now? Hold on a second.
You're back now.
Yeah, there I am. Sorry, I was trying
Marshall Jenkins. Marshall Jenkins is in the house. He says Oklahoma will be whipping them in football too. So we're already getting some football predictions, huh? Well, you know what? I hope you're right. Because it's just like with Auburn, man. Them two teams could go 0-12 every year. I wouldn't give a shit. Everybody like the SEC schools. I don't care. It's just like y'all don't care about Texas. Y'all don't care if Texas goes 0-12. I know it helps the schedule when Texas is good, but I'll just take my chances on my strength of schedule. They can all go to hell.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And there's real steam picking up. First, I thought it was just fake news, but there's really some steam picking up about the SEC and the Big Ten getting autonomy from the NCAA and breaking off.
Well, catch me up to speed. What is the factor that's speeding that up? What's facilitating that?
Well, they've been having some kind of meetings about the playoffs here recently, and they agreed to this new model now where it's straight seeding and whatnot, where if you're just because you're a conference champion, you don't automatically get a top 4 seed.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's going to go by who's the top 4 ranked by the committee, which to me is a lot better. But at the same time, you still got the committee ranking them. You need to take that committee out of them altogether. Me and you've talked about this before. They need to bring back the BCS.
I agree.
And if you want some human element, just throw the AP and the coaches poll in the mix with the computers.
I agree. Now that you have the playoff, the BCS is the best way. The big knock, as you know, I think you and I have talked about this actually on live before, but the big knock against the BCS was that, it didn't get number 1 and 2 right, that it left some people out. But when you have a 16-team playoff, which is where we're going, if you have a 16-team playoff, the BCS is going to get it pretty damn close, man, when you're talking about the top 16 versus getting the top 2 right. What's the chances that the best teams in the country are left out of a 16-team playoff? Not very likely. You might have you will always, no matter how big or small the draw is, but also when it gets bigger, this doesn't go away. You will always have a discrepancy and controversy over the last teams in. That's never going away.
Never.
Look at the NCAA basketball tournament. They keep expanding that. How many playing games do we have now? It used to be one play. It's funny when you think about it. There used to be a playing game, one. How many are there now? They keep expanding it.
There's
And
2 of them.
has
68.
they have they? I thought there was 4 now, but regardless, they
They
keep
put
expanding the tournament. And does it end the bubble controversy? No, it doesn't. It does not stop that.
well,
You're
the
always
coaches.
going to have that.
A lot of the coaches are in favor of expansion because if they make the playoffs, it makes them look like they're doing something.
Of
But
course.
are you really doing anything? If you go to like 100 and let's talk about going to 160, whatever 64 plus 64 is. You did the math for me real quick. What is that?
228.
128.
164 and 60. 64 twice is 128. Yeah.
Yeah, 128. They're talking about going to 128. And I'm just like, man, y'all stupid, boy. I know in basketball there's a lot more Division I schools. They got like 300 or 400, whereas in football it's only 130, 132.
That's right.
But man, they're going to end up going to 14 or 16. I know they are.
Oh, they're going to 16,
And
dude.
what really
That's
sucks
100%.
about the whole thing to me is that Notre Dame now, used to in the format last year, Notre Dame couldn't get a first round bye because they did not play a conference championship game. Now with the new one in place, Notre Dame can get a first round bye and not have to play in a conference title game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The catering to Notre Dame, I just don't understand. I know they were great back in the day when me and you were growing up, but they ain't been shit since 1988, man. So,
Yeah.
I mean, why the catering? I know what it is. It's a Catholic school.
It's
and
the
there's
Catholic.
a lot of people are
It's the
Catholic.
Catholic Church. Yeah, it's the church. I mean, believe it or not, it's the influence of Catholicism. It runs through everything.
Robert Bacon says he don't really care if Caleb is gay as long as he don't try the tranny stuff.
Well, I think we're you could make an argument that he's been playing with that all for the whole time because
I know, right?
he's painting his nails and
Wearing a
wear
dress.
I
Yeah.
mean,
it's
just like.
I got the dress clip too, if you want to see it.
And he was wearing a dress. That wasn't even at like an event or anything. Wasn't he just at like a game or some shit? He just decided he wanted to wear a dress?
Something. I don't know. Went to prom with Diddy, I guess.
Prom with Diddy.
He was at the Diddy prom.
Caleb's gonna be one of the few that doesn't come away from a Diddy party with scars. It was good for him the whole way.
That's right. Man, that girl's hot.
Yeah, Sam Landry's my woman. I appreciate if you leave her name out your mouth.
Killback First says y'all got to catch up. Y'all got to catch up with the speed of the Tennessee pitcher. Killback First.
Man, the speed of the pitcher is not. I'm actually less concerned about her throwing hard and more concerned about how good is her changeup. Because what makes a pitcher that throws hard really dangerous is if they have an off-speed pitch that they can counter with and keep the batter off balance. I'm going to tell you right now, Oklahoma's hitting is as good as anyone in the country and has been for years now. So I'm pretty sure they can handle catching up to a 78, 79 mile an hour ball. That part I'm not worried about. I am worried if she can mix in a good off-speed pitch with that kind of speed. Because then it becomes a lot harder.
Larry Trowicki's in the house. Cornhuskers up in here. Go Raiola. Yeah. Hopefully this will be
I'm pulling for Nebraska. You've heard me, Jesse. We've talked about this privately. I have a lot of respect for Nebraska, particularly for what Nebraska was back in the day. They are absolutely a blue blood. I don't care. There will always be a blue blood. It'll take them losing for 100 years before they're not a blue blood anymore. So I don't see that going away. And I like the coach. His name is escaping me right now. Matt Rule. Thank you. I like Matt Rule a lot. I got a lot of respect for the Nebraska fan base because they are, in my experience, they're very intelligent football fans and unbelievably hospitable, man. They're just great. Now, that said, let's just tap the brakes a little bit and let's let Raiola do some things before we start crowning him and let's let them earn it, which I think they're gonna do, but let's let them earn it first.
Yeah, that's what
Because
Larry was
clearly
asking.
them.
Larry was asking that question about Matt Rule in year 3. Matt Rule in year 3 usually does
good.
his best work. That's when he does his best work. That's when he done his best work at Temple and Baylor. So hopefully this will be the year that Matt Rule breaks through for Nebraska. By the way, Nebraska does play Oklahoma in the baseball playoffs. So that's an old school matchup in baseball.
That's right.
And Nebraska and Creighton both are in the men's baseball playoffs. As you know, Creighton's in Omaha. So, it's been a long time since Nebraska or Creighton's made it to the College World Series in baseball. So that would be something unique if those two were able to break through. I'm sure Omaha would like it because it would probably do really good for the numbers.
I was
If y'all don't mind, smash the like button. Y'all smash the like button and the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, just jump out real quick and hit that like button. Pushes the algorithm, and y'all share this out to some of your friends. Let's get this party bigger.
Hold on a second, man. I've been doing something a little tricky here. There we go.
Robert Bacon says that girl doesn't always have the best control. She can be wild. I guess he's referring to the Tennessee pitcher.
That's correct.
Larry Trowicki says he's ready for the College World Series in Omaha. He said he's ready for the College World Series in Omaha. 2 weeks, head to Nebraska for some cold beers. I've always wanted to go to that College World Series up there, or it's a pretty nice event in Omaha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I was interested, I was curious. Like I was mentioning, Nebraska tuned up Carlin Pickens pretty good in the game 1 of their series. I actually wanted to face Tennessee more than I wanted to face Jordy Ball in Nebraska. I told you the same thing. So if I had my druthers, we got the matchup that I preferred. I did not want to have to face Jordy Ball.
Jordy Ball sucks.
Far from it. Far from it.
These balls.
I wish. Because I hate the fact that she's not with us anymore, but she left. She went home.
Y'all just won too much, man. Y'all quit winning so much.
Hell no. It's the only thing we're winning at right now. We're going to keep it.
Y'all hide behind them skirts, man.
That's all right. You know what? I fully admit that I have become a converted softball fan. I actually enjoy watching the game.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like I said when I first came on.
A true fan of it. When I first started watching, I was only watching because Oklahoma was winning. And but as I've continued to watch, I've actually, I think I told you this, after becoming a true fan of the softball, now when I watch college baseball, it just seems so slow compared to the action in a softball game. So I truly like it, man. It's I've been surprised because I never watched softball before 2021.
Robert Bacon says the OU-Nebraska rivalry was about respect. The OU-Texas rivalry is more bitter.
Correct.
And I will say this: a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that, but I remember some games in the 90s and early 2000s where both teams run the score up on each other.
Well, here's
they would like hammer the hell out of each other. Like they put up like 70 on each other.
Here's the thing. The Nebraska rivalry was more important when we played Nebraska and Texas every year. The Nebraska game was the more important game because that was the road to the national championship typically there were so many years, dude, where the winner of that game was setting up themselves for a national championship. That was not usually the case with Texas. Texas, it was just bragging rights. Most years, people think I'm just saying this to take shots at Texas, which I will gladly do any chance I get. But most years, Texas is not that good. So they could only hurt our chances potentially. But if they won the game, it wasn't like they were moving on to a national championship. Most years, Texas has been mediocre. Go look at the history books. Call me a hater all you want. It's the truth. I'll argue it with anybody, any Texas fan, any day, that they are a mediocre program most of the time. Right now is the golden age for Texas football. I don't know if it's ever been, well, it has been better than this once in the late 60s and early 70s.
So who do you fear as far as softball goes? Who do you fear most as an Oklahoma fan? Who do you think is your biggest threat left in the World Series?
Well, the biggest threat left is Florida, is the one that worries me.
They just got beat.
Yeah, well, they also just beat Oklahoma at the end of the year, and they've just Alabama and Florida in the SEC have just been huge rivals for Oklahoma. Now they're in the same conference.
Well, I mean, the number one supposed team from the SEC is gone, that being A&M.
Yeah, well, that was bullshit.
Y'all don't see Texas maybe as your biggest threat?
I don't, man. I really don't. I'm more worried about Niger Kennedy and Texas Tech and you know, maybe Florida's not as good as they usually are, but they usually play pretty well in the tournament. I feel like for the most part, Oklahoma has had Texas's number most of the time. I'm not saying they can't beat us. I mean, they can obviously beat us. They've got a good team. But, and maybe I should be worried about them more than I am, but Texas is not the one I worry about the most.
Well, I'll tell you a team that's quietly been on fire that not many people's talking about, and that's Ole Miss.
Ole Miss worries me. Hell yeah, Ole Miss worries me. Now, Ole Miss has some crazy. Their pitching, they don't really have they kind of a pitch by committee, you know, which is always a little freaky. But Ole Miss definitely concerns me. Absolutely.
If y'all don't mind, jump out and hit that like button for us. We've gotten up to 43 people now. The game hadn't started yet, so we're getting some good numbers already. Also, if you hadn't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. We talk about just about anything you can think of, mostly college sports. We do dabble in politics from time to time, but it gets us in trouble, so we don't talk about it a lot. Also, if you want to get your comment read out above everybody else's, there's a little $1 sign at the bottom. I think it's in a box. You can click on that, write your comment out. It'll highlight it and push it to the top, and you can make a small donation to the show, and we'll read your comment out above everybody else's. Now, when the game comes back on, when they start, I would like to ask y'all's preference. Would you rather it just be on mute like this and us talking with you guys and with each other? Or would you prefer that you could hear the actual announcers of the game? Because I can play the actual announcers of the game as long as I'm mute to commercials, and I can still be monetized. Now, when I leave here in about an hour to go pick up my wife, Killer Breeze will take over the show for about 5 minutes if he's still around. If he's not,
still here,
then it'll just be me, and there'll just be dead silence for about 5 minutes. But what would you prefer, Killer Breeze? Would you prefer the actual announcers speaking, or would you rather just us be talking and interacting with the people in the chat and have it on mute?
Well, I'm down with us chatting. The only issue I've got is in about 15 minutes, I got to go to this doctor's appointment I shouldn't be in there terribly long. That's my biggest issue. But I'd rather us talk while they're
You got to get you that refill on Viagra.
I need to get a little Viagra. I need to get a little. Actually, I heard it's Cialis over the Viagra these days.
Is Cialis better?
I don't know, dude. I never had either one of them.
They might be a sponsor of our show.
I took Viagra one time when I was coked up for about 3 days, and I think it gave me more of a congested nose than a hard, you know what. So it wasn't a trick for me.
Watch out now. You talking about that? You talking about some stuff? Oh, Steve Lee's might be in here. He's an investigator.
The narc? I know that narc is. I know he's looking. I know that narc is looking. That's all right. I don't hide jack from anybody, so that's no secret what I just said.
Well, Jonathan's moving up here. He'll be here tomorrow.
Nice.
He's moving in with me, and maybe he can share some of them mushrooms that he found last time he was on with us.
So he gets up there tomorrow, you said?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that'd be cool.
Me and him had a little discussion about the marshmallow, and we've come to a certain agreement.
Yeah, I feel bad about that.
Well, he said that he didn't really mean it like that. He wasn't calling you a racist for saying con time, that he was just asking, did you think maybe people would take it as a racist statement? I'm like, yeah, but he alluded to it, and he did it on purpose to try to make me look racist. I said, not only that, though, he did directly call me a racist and Killer Breeze. Killer Breeze was in his chat and said something negative or criticized him, and he told Killer Breeze to go back to my racist channel. That's calling me a racist.
Yeah, he made a comment about Colorado was a sleeping giant, which I found to be ridiculous. And because I've had history with the guy, I told him when I made my comment, I respectfully disagree, and he went off. He just lost it. He doesn't like anyone disagreeing with him, apparently, which I just, whatever, dude. Whatever, man. These guys, I think everybody, all these damn YouTubers need to take a step back. You're getting a little
they take it way too seriously, man. And a lot of them was talking about, well, I want this to be a family show, and you can't be saying the word but. I mean, I didn't even say the cuss word part. And it's like, this guy's telling me I can't say but. And I'm like, seriously? I mean, I'm sure that family wise, there's not a 7 or an 8-year-old watching this, because they're not going to have the attention span to watch something like this.
No.
Now, if a 14-year-old kid don't know what a woman's butt is, or hadn't thought about a woman's butt, I know I was thinking about women's butts. The time I hit 12 years old, I was thinking about that shit. But it ain't like I'm, making pornographic statements or something.
No, I wasn't just thinking. I was thinking about it constantly. It's all I thought about.
So if you're trying to prevent them from thinking about it by not talking about it, it's not going to happen, man.
No, not gonna happen.
They could be watching a G-rated show and see an attractive woman, and she might have a tight dress on or something, man.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous, man. And people need to just relax in general. They just need to relax in general. Everybody needs to take a massive step back, chill out, and and go on with their lives instead of being upset and worried about everything all the time. And I mean, dude, again, you had it perfect. You're like talking about, I wanted this to be a family show. I want this to be you're not a TV show, man. You're not that important. Like, this is something we all do to have a little fun. Like, if are you expecting an Emmy to be coming down the line? You think some talent agent is about to call you up and go, oh, dude, I've been looking at all these professional actors and sports broadcasters, but you know what? I saw your little fucking 10,000 subscribers show and you're it. You're the next guy. Like, that ain't happening. So relax. Everybody chill out and let's have some fun.
All right, now Barry Switzer has said that he thinks he wants to play Texas in this softball tournament. You want to hear what Barry's got to say about Texas?
I always want to hear what Barry has to say.
Can you see it?
I can see it, yeah.
All right, let's see what Barry's got to say on the subject.
What does a victory over Texas do for you and your club now?
I'm happier than a pig eating shit.
What does a victory over Texas do for you and your club now?
I'm happier than a pig eating shit.
I mean, he's just got to be one of the coolest, if not the coolest coach ever. I love Barry Switzer, dude. I absolutely love Barry.
Look at that smile, man. I swear to God, man. I ain't making this up. I swear to you. Him and my daddy look a lot alike. He looks a lot like my father, man.
I mean, look at the expression on his face. That is pure joy. He is absolutely telling the truth.
That's
he's happier than
that's a guy that's comfortable in his own skin and don't give a damn if you like it or not.
Absolutely. That's a great observation. Extremely. You know what? I would love to be as comfortable in my own skin as Barry Switzer is in his, because I would imagine he doesn't feel like he owes anything to anyone, and he ain't trying to change nothing for nobody. What time are we supposed to have the first pitch?
Well, because Texas drug around there for so long in Florida. I don't know why the hell it took so long to play a 3-0 game. They must have been hitting a lot of foul balls or some shit. I hate it when they start fouling balls off, man. That just aggravates the shit out of me.
I know.
It'd be like a 3-2 pitch or something, man. They'll start hitting the balls off, and pitcher end up having to throw like 8 or 9 balls to get one strike. That's what happened to Alabama against Tennessee, man. They keep fouling the ball off and wore our pitcher's arm out.
Yeah.
It started lighting us up like a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, man.
Yep.
Winged our ass up 15 runs. That's all right. Vanderbilt shut their ass out.
Yeah, dude. It's when you start fouling balls off, if you can get a 10+ pitch at bat, you're that's a big deal. And you're doing a lot of damage to the other side.
The King says kill back first, in reference to Barry Switzer.
Barry was the king, will always be the king, he's forever the king. Yeah, that starting pitcher for Oklahoma, Sam Landry, she's something special. She's easy on the eyes. Very easy on the eyes.
Robert said he looked like he was having an orgasm.
Hold on a second.
The hell's that on her eyeballs? Sure that's not a transgender?
He might be.
That big T on their helmets, that's what that means. It's probably transgenders. They're playing the transgender volunteers.
He might be.
Oh, shit. Look at that.
She's special, dude.
Yeah, she's special.
She's special.
She makes me feel all special inside.
Yeah. She's got the look that she's got, man. She reminds me of
it's like a kindergarten teacher.
Of the girls. Well, they call her the librarian. That's her nickname, is the librarian, which is funny. The Louisiana librarian.
It reminds me of Stacy Keibler. Remember Stacy Keibler? She was on wrestling. She was like a valet or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She looks just like Stacy Keibler when Stacy Keibler used to try to pull off that naughty librarian look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do they make them wear that face thing all the time?
I like it a lot.
Why do they make them wear the face thing in softball when the softball comes a lot slower at you than the baseball? Then they don't make the men wear them face guards on the baseball.
I don't think they make. Sam Landry doesn't wear one. They don't make them. Just some girls wear them.
Seems like it would just be so distracting to pitch with that thing on.
Yeah, some girls just wear them. The girl that usually is our number 2 pitcher, Kirsten Deal, she wears one. I can't stand them. Jordy Ball wears one, which is surprising. That ball, the funny thing is, I've never seen a a pitcher get hit in the face or anything with a softball, but I mean, it's clearly.
I would think the men probably need it a lot worse, man. They get dinged pretty good.
Yeah, I'd be a lot more worried about that baseball coming back than
Here comes the first pitch of the day.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see what Sam's got. There we go.
Strike.
Yep.
Outside right corner.
Oh, you know it.
Dang it. Look like Gabby Leach, man. She about as tall as Steve Leach, 5'6". Little short, short midget, skittle shitting.
Oh, shit. Get
Oh.
on base.
Batter up. Man on base for Tennessee.
That worries me a little bit.
My bad. Woman on base. Transgender on base. Whatever.
That worries me a little bit.
Adam Sooner says talking is about over. Time to get down to business. Time to face reality. Boomer is the way to victory.
Sam, the good thing about Landry is she'll get touched up here and there, but she usually responds pretty well, man. She's pretty good, man. I mean, I've seen a lot of good pitchers for Oklahoma over the last few years, but she's right up there with them. And she's just so hot.
Taylor Pinnell, 5'8", from Milan, Illinois. They got Italian city in Illinois. How about that? Whoop! Loops it in there.
That's 2. She's going to score.
Oh, she's coming around. She's going to try to score on her. No, she's going back. She's going back. Everybody in the comment section, let us know whether you prefer us talking or do you want to hear the announcers.
This might be a problem.
Tennessee's got some hot bats sometimes, boy, I tell you. If y'all going to lose to somebody, don't be losing to Tennessee or Texas now.
Well, the funny thing is that, man, I almost, again, because the bottom half is easier, if they go through that's a score.
Damn, man, I know it had hurt them boobs sliding in like that, boy. There's Saban Gasso over on the sidelines.
Emmerling, that's their catcher. She's not the best catcher they've had in a while. She's kind of.
Come on, Gasso. Come on, Gasso, about that fire. Don't ugly ass puke orange uniforms, man. That looks like puke orange. It's not even regular orange, man. It looks like
it's pretty awful.
Some damn. Like some shit you see in a damn correctional facility or something.
It's pretty awful.
Almost as bad as Texas.
But, Oklahoma has won it out of the consolation bracket before, so they haven't had to go. Last year, they didn't go to the consolation bracket. I don't think the last 2 years.
I just think they didn't seed them right, man.
They did.
Why they got the high seeds playing each other. They got a 16 playing a 9 seed in the first round. I don't understand that shit. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it don't look good to me.
No, I agree.
I seem like some I hear something in the background talking. I don't know what you got.
It shouldn't be me. I don't have anything on. I got to run though, dude. I got to go walk into this appointment, but I'll be back as soon as I'm done.
All right, brother. I'll be waiting on you. One runner on base, 1 run scored. Tennessee's up 1-0 on the Oklahoma Sooners here. Fouled off. If y'all don't mind, jump out of the chat, smash the like button, then jump back in. Link it out to your friends. Get them up in here. Let's get this party crunk. Whether you're an Oklahoma or Tennessee fan, anybody's welcome. Hell, Slippery Rock fans. You're a Slippery Rock fan. Bring your ass on up in here. And if you got a comment that you want to push to the top, there's a little money dollar sign at the bottom. Click on that, write your comment out, and it will go up above everybody else's. It will be highlighted, and I will get to your comment first. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you hadn't subscribed already, we talk about just about everything on here. The Outlaw of College Football, we got the Outlaw Posse. First pitch is a ball from Sam Landry. Still got only one out. It'd be nice to go ahead and pick his second out up. Strike called. Or was that a ball? Is that a ball or a strike? Having a discussion at the mound with Sam Landry and her catcher, trying to get their shit together here. Got 51 people up in the house. Welcome on in. This is the Outlaw of College Football. We talk about just about everything. Today we're doing watch party for the Oklahoma Sooners versus the Tennessee Volunteers. Strike two says Robert Bacon. That's right. She's ahead in the count. It's be a good time to get that second out. Popped high. And it's caught. Relay. Coming in and score runs for Tennessee. Tennessee is now up 2-0 with 2 outs. Gone in the top of the first inning. Whenever it goes to commercial, I might play y'all some Barry Switzer clips. Imagine that was what you would call a sacrifice fly by the Tennessee Volunteers, who are now up 2-0 on the four-time defending national champions, your Oklahoma Sooners. Sooners for Life says not to be negative, but every dynasty eventually falls, so I will be prepared for the worst. Yeah, it's all got to end sometimes, they always say, Sooners for Life. But does it really? Not necessarily. I mean, didn't John Wooden back in the day, if you know your college basketball history, I was not even born when it was going on, but I'm a historian of sports. John Wooden won 7 or 8 in a row at UCLA in college basketball. I think North Dakota State won it in FCS 7 years in a row. Check swing. Strike one. For McKinney Gibson, 5'11". Hell, she's taller than most men in here. Here comes the pitch from Sam Landry. It's in there for a ball. Counts 1-1. So I asked Killer Breeze this question earlier. I'm going to ask you guys in the gallery, those that are watching and listening to the game, who do y'all see as your biggest threat left in the tournament? Other than Tennessee. I know Tennessee's up 2-0, so Captain Obvious would say Tennessee right now, right? But at least it's double elimination. I've always liked that about baseball and softball, and they get double elimination instead of getting knocked out in one game like they do in the college basketball tournament. College basketball tournament can take notes from that. If college baseball and softball can do a double elimination, they should be able to do it in college basketball, in my opinion, because anybody can have one bad game in basketball and be out and actually be one of the better teams. Pitch by Landry, swing and a miss, fouled off. Got a 2-2 pitch. So would y'all rather the announcers be on announcing the game, or would y'all rather me continue to talk and read your comments out during the game and watch the game together? If y'all want me to turn their voices on, let me know in the comment section. I will turn the voices on of the actual announcers of the game. Let me know what y'all think. I Am Sooner says that Texas Tech, to him, is the biggest threat left to Oklahoma in their 4-year dynasty. Swing on. Out. And that will conclude the top of the first inning. We're going to the bottom of the first with the Tennessee Volunteers up on the four-time defending national champions, your Oklahoma Sooners. Denise Koala Schultz. I probably butchered your last name, Denise. My bad. Yeah, all right. I will turn the volume on of the announcers. If the majority of you guys want me to do that, please let me know in the comment section. Would you rather hear the actual announcers, or would you rather me continue to call the game and respond to your comments while the game is going? So far, we have one vote for the actual announcers. Now, one thing I can't do is play the commercials, Denise, because if I do, they will demonetize this live stream. I will have to leave for about 5 minutes to go pick up my wife from work, and I'll be back shortly. But I will not be able to leave the volume on because, of course, a commercial will probably pop up while I'm gone in those 5 to 10 minutes. So I assume everybody in here is mostly Oklahoma fans. Do we have any Tennessee Volunteers in the house? Who's y'all's teams in here? Everybody tell me your team. Sooners for Life says the biggest threat to Oklahoma is Texas because they will be highly motivated not to lose to their rival. I agree, Sooners for Life, and that's what I was telling Killer Breeze. I think Texas is probably y'all's biggest threat. He said Florida, but Florida lost today to Texas. So I agree with you, Sooners for Life. I think the Long Turds are the biggest threat to the Sooners. Need some more votes. Y'all let me know in the comment section. You want me to continue to call the game and read comments out from people in the gallery, from y'all Common Joes and Common Sallies in the know? Even more so than all the media talking heads. I know people like for their comments to be read out. I can still do both, though. I can actually probably do both. So get a few more votes real quick, and we'll decide whether we want to hear these announcers call the game, Denise. But I appreciate your input. So pitcher for Tennessee is Kaylin Pickens. You get a chance to look at her stats, but we'll try it with the video on here. Let's see what we got here.
And Jordy Ball. And I'm sure you've heard of the velocity there at 76. She's topped out at 78 and then broke that record last weekend with a 79-mile-an-hour pitch. And here is Cassidy Pickering to start things off. Another first-team All-American. Lights out so far in the postseason, hitting .500. And she was 7 for 8 against Tennessee in their regular season series.
Y'all help me out.
OPSs are ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's the
That's for the
average?
season. I mean, usually you see that for like 2 weeks.
A series, maybe?
Yeah.
The average, by the way, I think is 826. So hers is 1422.
What would be considered a fastball in softball?
She's one of 3
Would it be 70
players
miles per hour, or do they
with
get
an
up
OPS of over
faster than that?
1,200 in this lineup.
They're playing her to pull. Third base, Taylor Panel is playing the shortstop position. They are way shifted over. There's a ton of room down that line.
A ton of room down that line. You can see it. Pickering almost went that way.
Well, it's hard not to notice. You're up to bat, and then you start to think, okay, are they going to come in on me? They went away there.
Well, and you expect her to be late and actually spray to the left side, so I'm surprised they're actually that far
So
off the line.
she's throwing some heat then, right?
Huge gap.
Robert Bacon says 68 miles per hour. Lane says 60 plus the fastball. Lane 2.268.5.
She does pull it, and well positioned is Gabby Leach out and right.
Pretty good
One
defensive
down, and
play
here
by the
comes Ella
Tennessee
Parker.
Volunteers.
Another first-team All-American, getting some info from Pickering as she heads back to the
So the
dugout.
Tennessee girls throwing 70-mile-an-hour softballs. She must have a pretty good arm, right?
Has really hit well in the second half of the season, dealing with a foot injury that's been lingering all year long, and she's just playing through the pain.
If you don't mind, jump out and hit the like
That right
button
foot.
and the subscribe button. Get this party big crunk up in here.
A lot of it is pain management.
Also, if you want your
just
comment
taking care
read
of it
out,
as much as you can.
Wow, get in her kitchen. And Ella Parker, you guys, she's got quick hands.
if you
We've
want your,
talked about the velocity from Carlin Pickens, so that was 76 inside.
Yeah,
Parker
inside.
was late.
That makes that feel like 80 inside.
Yeah, and it's
Blowing away.
in on the hands, and Parker.
if y'all want your comment read out, click on the money dollar sign at the bottom. It'll highlight it and it'll push it to the top, and I'll read above everybody else's. You just have to make a small donation to the program. And I'll read your comment out above everybody else's because I can't get to all the comments because we got over 75 people in here right now. All right, back to the game.
They're still really
Yeah, I
fast.
feel like we can't really call it off speed. It's more like gears.
Yes.
Okay, that's first gear. Parker gets a hold of one. And Ella Parker. her
Home
first
run by the
This is a
Oklahoma Sooners. Boomer. Boomer into his house.
You guys, 76 miles an hour on the first pitch. What happened? Ella Parker was late. She got it by her. Then she throws a changeup, comes
Point,
back.
maybe point.
Same location, you guys. This is making adjustments within
One.
the bat that is so hard. You're talking straight
Tennessee lead cut in half
inside
by
after
the
she just
four-time
missed.
defending
That
national
same exact
champion.
pitch, she gets to it. Back, she eliminates the stride, just uses her hands. This is how good Parker is. Almost 80 miles an hour off the bat, out of here.
Y'all
That
share
got
this
out
link
in a
out to
hurry.
your friends. Let's get this party crunk. Let's get it
A
bigger.
2-strike home run from Parker. That's just the 7th home run of the year that Pickens has given up. That's a big subplot, right? I mean, Oklahoma's the second best home run hitting team in the country, and Pickens, it's rare that you take her deep.
I'm not either, Robert. But I'm starting to like it a little bit.
Here's Nellie Mack,
But you can still get your friends up in here.
the redshirt
You can
freshman
still
from
talk crap in the
Hawaii,
comment section.
who sat out last year
We're
due
just
to
here to have
injury,
fun,
but has
brother.
been so impactful that she wears the captain's C on her chest this year.
And a big boomer Sooner baby from Lane 2268. $10. Appreciate the hell out of
They
that,
have had
Lane.
youngsters, they have had transfers. Step right in to fill big holes, big shoes. And as they were talking in the studio pregame, it's been a joy for Patty Gasso with all the coaching that they've required. And to watch this team grow as Pickens gets the strikeout, 2 down. And that'll bring up Gabby Garcia and an early buzz around Devon Park with a couple of Tennessee runs and a Parker home run here in the first.
Well, it's power versus power, right? And when you're trying to hit that power, you just got to get that barrel to the ball. And Pickens is supplying everything that you need for that ball to leave the yard.
It was a 76-mile-an-hour softball, too.
Garcia out to center.
Boom.
Kinsey Fiedler is there.
Boom.
Side retired. Sooners get one back in a big way.
All right, well, at
And
least
one
they
big
cut the lead
swing.
in half. Oklahoma did put it well on the board and cut the lead in half.
Talked
Going
about
to
Ella
the
Parker.
top
This is
of
the
the
last
second.
month of the season, you guys. She had struggled midway through, and you see the ball given to mom and dad. But this right here is what Ella Parker has done all season long, is adjust. First pitch misses it, then comes
Boom.
back, knocks this one out very quickly,
Boom.
and Oklahoma's on the board down 2-1.
Boom, chaka like a boomer. That's what I'm talking about. There's the
questions.
Nick Saban of
How did you
softball,
become
Patty
the Capital One
Gasso.
Bank guy?
You mind? I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
How do I get your job?
Hard work,
I
dedication.
met the Capital One Bank guy.
It's like Mr. Jeter said, hard work and dedication.
What's been the highlight of your career? And that have to be bank guy.
Stop buying courses.
To ULL, she became one of the best pitchers in that school's history. 2.08 ERA last year, but when they lost their coach, she decided to spread her wings.
We're in commercial right now. I had to cut that off before they demonetized me.
Best pitching coach in the country, and she has really been able to work with a lot of these athletes that come in. So she calls the pitches, works with them in the pen, gets the most amount of strengths out of their pitchers that she can.
Miller with a base hit. Tennessee's playing at the plate has been on point already. Their third hit, 6 batters in.
Sorry about the
Has
technical
really got
difficulties,
settled in. This
y'all.
is a changeup left up in the zone, not the location.
The
she
commercial
wants that
break
pitch.
caught
She
me
wants
off
that
guard.
with the knees, and Miller takes advantage. In fact, she gets around that pitch. Another hit for Tennessee. That's the third.
Here's Kinsey Fiedler. The transfer from Washington. Played with the Huskies at the World Series a couple of years ago, and now here with Tennessee. Karen Weekly says she provides the swag and the confidence in this lineup. Those are good things to have when you want to be a coach one day. Kinsey said, let everybody know out there, I'm looking for a good job after I graduate this year. So there you go. Call Fiedler.
Love it.
She'll step out after the swing and miss.
Aggressive on the 2-0 count. I like that. And get something that you're hunting, put a big cut on
Y'all
it.
just came in here, and if you don't mind, jump out and smash the like button. It'll take 2 or 3 seconds to jump back in to the comment section. Let's push the algorithm and get this party pumped.
And
Smash
this is
that
the
like
pitch you're
button.
going to see a lot of.
And
from
subscribe to the
Landry. She's
channel.
going to throw that 70-mile-an-hour down
Talk
pitch,
about
and then
just
she's going
about
to come back
everything
at 55
sports,
miles an hour.
even
A lot
fun
of
politics.
effective velocity used on both sides of the ball for this Oklahoma program.
From 55 miles an hour up to 71. 30th pitch of the day coming, and it's 3-2. Stay foul.
Daniel Looney said orange bad, crimson good. Why people argue is
24%
beyond
of the
me.
time.
Says
It's going to
Daniel
be
Looney.
well above that in this game.
Waits on the 3-2 pitch. Caught it second, diving back in safely is Mueller.
Yeah, man.
One down.
Yeah, almost got screwed on that one.
2 strikes.
Oh, Tennessee almost screwed the pooch.
Last inning, through the big hits, came with 2 strikes. That's an out. Another changeup. It hit hard.
Here's Emma Clark, the DP, in the 8th spot in the lineup. Freshman out of Cleveland, North Carolina.
Winter Scholar says Patty Gasso isn't the Nick Saban of softball, but rather Nick Saban is the Patty Gasso of football.
2-0.
This is also advantage hitters when it's SEC on SEC. I mean, they have played. They're very familiar with each other. They understand exactly what they're going to face in these very elite pitchers, but multiple at-bats.
Well, you hear coaches all the time, you know, you want to play a tough schedule to get your team prepared. Karen Wheatley this year, they have played 5 of the 7 other teams that are here at the World Series. So they've seen these arms. Of course, everybody else has seen Pickens too.
That's where you have to be creative. It's not being predictable. I mean, you're going to go back, and as a hitter, I want to know exactly how you threw me. How'd you get me out? Now I'm going to have a plan against that. Andrew trying to mix speeds, frustrated with that last call. She thought that was a strike. Looked like it got the corner and the inside part of the plate. Said it's 3-0.
It's at the knees for
Sorry,
a strike.
boys, about that.
3-1.
I'll jump out and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel too. Take as many college sports brothers and sisters I can get.
Out to right center and back it goes. One hop off the wall.
Luke 10, Tennessee around third, trying to score.
And the runner will hold and dive back in. Mueller at third base.
You might have had it. You might have went in and went home with that.
And 2 in scoring position for Tennessee for the 2nd inning in a row.
We might have a pretty high scoring game today.
Taking a pitch that's middle, 3-1
Game may end up
count,
15
right
to
at the knees,
16 or
goes
some
down
shit.
and elevates this pitch into the gap. I thought this was a huge opportunity for Tennessee to get another run in. Once it gets to the wall, that means
I'm having to take Sam Landry out. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to be sending Mueller all the way from first as well. It gets all the way to the opposite gap.
I thought that girl was going to go home, but she didn't.
So 2 in scoring position for the 9-hitter Savia Morgan. And Karen again putting the stop sign on.
Mueller was ready though.
Well, she could have made it.
And Rocha will come out to
Well,
talk to
please,
Landry. And this is
what
a
do y'all
big
think?
moment for Savia Morgan. So in the Supers, there was an error committed by Morgan, the starting left fielder. And they brought her in off the bench the last 2 games of the Super. And so now Karen inserting her back into the starting lineup. As we've talked about, this is a whole new ball game, brand new day when you get to the World Series. And she has a big moment right here at the plate for Tennessee to pay back her coach for the confidence to put her back in there today.
Robert Bacon says that Tennessee pitcher is the same as trying to hit a 105 mile per hour salt fastball in
fielder, a
baseball.
hitter. And the opportunity is in front of you. You got to snatch it.
How do you rebound?
4-time champions are in a little trouble today. But good thing it is double
It's
elimination.
going to be pulled well in.
Morgan's going to crowd that plate. Her toes are on that line, trying to take away the inner half.
Y'all share this watch party out with all your friends.
Cannot have any part of your big toe, your pinky toe, nothing outside the chalk when you make contact.
That's part of the plan last week against Jordy Ball. Hunt a certain part of the plate. Very clear what Morgan is hunting here.
To the right side, Sanders coming home, and they've got Mueller in a pickle. Nellie Mack, the throw to the plate, and the tag is applied by Sanders for the 2nd out of the inning.
Good defense. Good defense.
There's actually nobody hurt on this play
Good
because
defense,
both
Bowman
runners
Sooner.
end
Good
up getting
defense.
in the scoring position again because she was able to stay, Mila was able to stay in a pickle. She was able to allow the runners to advance, get back into second and third. They would have gotten it out anyway at first base, but they're putting the pressure on Oklahoma's defense. Miller staying in that pickle allows runners to get to second and third.
Yeah, and that's a well-run pickle and run down by Oklahoma's defense where they followed their throw, and Sid Sanders was in the right spot at home to be able to make that tag.
Infield defense can go back to regular depth. Gabby Leach in the top of the order. She
Brent
singled and
Venables
scored
would
in
have
the
been proud of that
first.
defense. You might need to put some of these girls on the team for Oklahoma.
And we're just missed away. Pitch count climbing. 2 earned runs allowed in her first 4 appearances. 2 today. As the Sooners were able to advance with relative ease to get back to the World Series. Slow roller to short. Garcia gets the out. A threat for Tennessee, and they are left wanting.
Good defense. Good defense.
Still up a run.
That rundown on third base was pretty epic.
If you keep making that face, it's going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
You shared membership with your mom so she could share with you.
Keep forgetting to mute that shit. They're probably going to end up demonetizing me. Because you got to get on there and when you do this, if you're doing a live stream in the future, if any of y'all want to run your own channel, and you're doing a podcast or doing a live stream, the music from the commercials will get you demonetized. So if you're watching something, you want to watch it live and you want to hear the announcers, you got to get in there and jump in there and turn them commercials off as soon as you can. And that way you don't get demonetized. Right now we're in commercial. Let's read a few comments while we're in commercial. Y'all don't leave. We're going back to the game after these commercials. Lane 2268 says the thing with both teams 2268. Y'all just join us. We're in commercials. Jump out, hit the like button, subscribe button, share it out to all your friends. Get this party crunk. Let's get it big. Let's get it large. Let's get it going on up in here. The Sooners are trailing the Tennessee Volunteers right now 2-1. And we're headed to the bottom of the second inning. I'm going to go back and turn the game back on so y'all can hear the actual announcers. And maybe I won't forget this time. Well, actually, they're doing another commercial. All right, here we go.
Homa.
They would have had to make a perfect play. And they could have.
And they could have.
But you push it. I mean,
And that was with 1 out, so you weren't out of the inning.
The other aspect
Even
of
if
that
they got her.
is that you had your number 9 hitter coming up. You had not, so I'm probably sending her in that situation.
The 2 at-bats after that, Oklahoma got outs and got out of the inning. Still trailing 2-1. 5, 6, and 7 for the Sooners. Early fireworks in our second game of the day. Night session will be a fun one as well. First timers Texas Tech and Ole Miss at 7 o'clock. And then Oregon UCLA in the nightcap. Those games over on ESPN2. Winner of this one will play Texas Saturday afternoon. The loser has Florida tomorrow night. Win or go home. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe with you. Sydney Barker has come on of late, the freshman from Rockland, California, in the starting lineup in May, playing first base in the outfield, now on a 7-game hitting streak. That included a 2-homer game in the SEC tournament in that spectacular comeback.
Too bad they couldn't do that when someone was on base, right? Wild pitch for the
she was a
score.
hitter off the bench. You see her come in, pinch hit, and Sydney Sanders got hurt, so she got some opportunities to start, play first base, and her bat was red hot. So Patty's like, I got to figure out a way to keep her in this lineup. She was their 3-hole hitter last weekend.
Did she go? Did she go? She did not.
That's the changeup again, the off-speed pitch, the pitch in the low 60s, mid 60s. That's the pitch, though, that Pickens.
If you don't mind, if you're just joining the channel, jump out, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you can also join the Outlaw Posse. Get your badge and get deputized for $2.99 a month. It's the join button over by the subscribe button. You get a random 4 Horsemen shout out on the actual podcast, as well as possibly the comment of the day. But yeah, just jump out, smash the like button, and jump back in here. And please subscribe to the channel because we got a lot going on coming up with football season and all that good stuff.
Down the line, foul. This Oklahoma offense, 5th in the country in scoring, 2nd to Ohio State in home runs with 6 different double-digit home run hitters. And here's the other thing, more walks than strikeouts on the season, way more, under the direction of their hitting coach, JT Gasso, Patty's eldest son. It's a whole new analytical world. And he's one of the guys driving the bus.
Does a really good job of understanding the difference of body types, athleticism, what each hitter brings, and not having one way to hit.
Oppo for Barker, and that's a fair ball. She'll hold it first.
Good hit. Good hit, Bummer.
With the tying run aboard and the go-ahead coming to the plate for OU.
Great bat. Sydney Parker fouling off all those pitches to get one that she could drive. 8 pitches and at a bat.
And here comes Sid Sanders. 1 for 10 so far in this NCAA tournament, but she's had a knack for big swings here in Oklahoma City.
It's a big swing right there. Unless it ends up being against the off speed at 66.
1 runner on base. No out.
Big on conditioning, big on her personal fitness in the offseason. A whole new look for her athletically. Even off the field, Patty Gasso says she's showing more personality in her senior season.
Tennessee's going to regret letting Oklahoma run him down on that third base. That was a great rundown. That could come back to be the defensive play of the game if the Sooners pull this out.
Pickens goes upstairs to get her. Holly Rowe.
Well, people know that Oklahoma had won the last 4 straight national championships, but what you might not know, they have 14 new players here. 6 out of the 9 position players have not been in this moment before. For Patty Gasso, to quote her, she said, I can't believe we freaking made it here. They're very excited that this team had the wherewithal to reload, rebuild, and still be right here. But just pointing out, I feel like there's a little nerves here. This is a big crowd, a lot of OU fans. This is a big moment for these youngsters.
Well, they paid Bedlam at Devon Park this year.
Ground ball to short. They'll get the lead runner as Mueller goes to dodge. 2 down.
And they were a little shaky in that first inning against Oklahoma State. A couple of defensive errors. And, Patty Gasso wanted this young team in this environment, knowing that they punched a ticket to the World Series. It was going to be even a bigger environment.
I mean, I'd say 10 times the crowd, and not to non-Bedlam. It was packed. It was loud, but it was not like this. Women's called World Series opening day. The amount of eyeballs, not just here in the stands, but everyone that's watching. You feel it. First timers, and there's a whole slew of them for Oklahoma.
First time in a long time, not the preseason favorites. They did end up spending 5 weeks at number 1 this year. Patty deliberately, with a younger team, did not play the difficult pre-conference schedule that they usually do, knowing as well that the SEC was going to be brutal. They had some rough patches in conference play, but sure enough, ended up winning the SEC.
Yeah, even though they lost 3 series, which just shows how competitive the SEC was this year.
But she said that all those were tests, trying to peak when they got here. Pickens, a 1-2 to Emmerling.
Great job by Sophia Nugent.
Ball.
We talk a lot how hard it is to hit Pickens. Can you imagine trying to catch her? It's way over her hedge. Save the runner from advancing.
Looks like a Smurf.
Get up.
All that blue shit on her eyes, man. I ain't fast enough to see the ball. Damn.
Well, it's wild to think that Nugent
Tennessee
was
got a
once the
Smurf
catcher
back there
at
doing
home.
catch.
So was Jocelyn
Smurf
Erickson.
there.
Couldn't break into the starting
Sophia.
lineup behind Kinsey Hansen. They both transfer, so
Smurf
it's the
there.
hitter, Bella Emmerling, who transfers in and takes over the job.
That's right.
The strange new world we live in.
Snap. 72
Now
miles
for
per
Carly
hour.
Pickens.
Woo!
Couple of strikeouts in the
Tennessee
inning.
don't
2-1
give,
Tennessee.
they're bringing the heat.
Carlin Pickens throws with a lot of velocity. You can see this pitch, a rise ball, the upper part of the zone, but she also throws with a lot of passion.
So we're now in commercial, and I'll go ahead and read out some comments for you guys and gals out there, so y'all don't go away. Y'all stay right here with us, the outlaw of college football. Rick Pat is in the house. Rick Pat says, hey, thanks for streaming this. Love to see a 5-peat. Yeah, not many people 5-peat. It's happened in a few sports where they've won 5, 6, 7 in a row. I think North Dakota State and the FCS, UCLA Bruins back in the day with John Wooden. It would be an epic thing. I see people dropping out here. Y'all don't drop out. They're in commercial. We'll go back to the actual announcers when this comes out of commercial. If I keep it on commercial, they will demonetize me on this live stream. Robert Bacon says at this rate, the Tennessee pitcher will be wore out by the 4th inning. I hope you're right, Robert Bacon, because she's absolutely throwing some heat. And Tennessee seems to be getting the bats on the ball a lot more than Oklahoma right now. Oklahoma sort of got lucky in that last inning with Tennessee with the rundown at third base. That was some great defense. That wasn't luck. But they with two people on base like that, second and third, was a big defensive moment for Oklahoma because it could have absolutely gotten a little out of hand if not for that great defensive play by Oklahoma. So would y'all rather me continue talking and reading your comments out while the game is on mute, or do y'all want to continue to listen to the actual announcers? Y'all drop it in the comment section and let me know what y'all want to do. Also, if you want to get your comment read out, we got 109 people up in here. 110 now. I can't get to all the comments. If you look down there at the bottom, there's a little money $sign. Click on that, write your comment out. And for a small donation, however many characters you type, it'll highlight your comment and push you to the top, and I'll address your comment above everybody else's. If you just hit that little money $sign donation button down there at the bottom. Also, for free, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Jump out, hit the like button, push the algorithm, subscribe, because we talk about just about everything on here. Everything.
History of the sport, you guys. It's going to be big. Sam Landry, of course, got one of the golden tickets.
She did.
She will be playing in the AUSL as well.
Big summer pro softball coming. It feels different than attempts in the past to get it going.
Well, the relationship with MLB is just going to be a springboard to help give it credibility as well, right?
Yes.
People need that. Hopefully we can get some facilities built and
Smitty, that's the question we get asked all the time. When is Major League Baseball going to get behind the way we see NBA, WNBA, so many other entities?
Panel ground ball to short. Garcia rifles it over to first. Deep in that 5-6 hole. Got there. One down.
this ball is going to sneak past Nelly at third, but Garcia has been so good at covering behind her, so much speed getting in that 5-6 hole, and the quick release, that's what gets the out.
Ella Dodge out in front of the change.
Great defensive play by Oklahoma, by the way. That was great.
I got your back.
That
I love
was
it.
awesome.
They have for each other. That left side so strong.
2 freshmen over there on the left side. Ella Dodge struck out on a curveball her first time up. That's the lone strikeout one time through the order for Landry. Hey, the Women's College World Series opening day today. All building towards the finals and the championship series next Wednesday. Game 1, best of 3. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships as we celebrate the 20th year of the championship series. Last time we had a 3-game series, 2021, that Oklahoma-Florida State showdown. Full count to Dodge as the pitch count continues to rise quickly here for Landry.
Yeah, 50 pitches here in the top of the 3rd.
Six, 3-ball count already, 4 full count. Got some activity now in the Oklahoma bullpen for the 2nd time today. Peyton Monticelli out there. Junior transfer from Wisconsin. And Dodge draws the walk. Holly?
Well, you just saw that great teamwork with Nelly and Gabby in the 5-6 hole there. And Nelly was telling me a cute story. She said, we had a game and there was an error by Gabby. And the next day, she's like, she had 3 buckets of ground balls hit to her. And Gabby was like, I'm never going to let you down again. And she's like, she's so hard on herself if she makes an error. So I really love it that it was Gabby that had Nelly's back in that moment.
Well, you know, the defense is high on Patty Gasso's to-do list.
This is a team as new as they are on the infield, with the exception of Sid Sanders. Just 32 errors on the year, one of the best defensive clubs. And that left side with Nelly and Gabby, just vacuum cleaners over there. Been outstanding.
Nugent had the sacrifice fly to bring in a run in that 2-run first inning for Tennessee.
We were with a bunch of the Oklahoma alums last night, and they were talking about, hey, there is nothing like a Patty Gasso defensive practice. Like, you will be there all day if you have to make sure it is perfect.
Tried to jam her.
Speaking of the alums.
Somebody's unhappy. Oh, boy. Oh, she went around, did she? Come on now.
Everybody's in.
Damn.
Nugent pops it up. There's Garcia. Short, 2 down.
What y'all get for cheating? What y'all get for cheating? Little pop up.
Let's look from above. 12,000 plus. The capacity here at Devon Park.
Woo! Any Tennessee people up in here? Oh, write me in the comment section.
Not when the Sooners are playing, even not in the other sessions.
Big Orange, you up in here?
Afternoon doubleheader, and then 2 more coming tonight. Nigeri Kennedy likely to be the pitcher in that first game this evening for Texas Tech. Against an Ole Miss team, boy, are they fun to watch. Outscoring opponents in the NCAA tournament 41-40. With a couple of upsets over Arizona and Arkansas to get here for the first time. And then the nightcap. Speed to burn from Eugene. and an outstanding power-hitting freshman, Riley McCoy, and then that lethal UCLA combo of Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery. Home runs and runs batted in, two of the best to do it in a single season in Westwood.
Uh-oh. Be lagging.
Boo Gibson, and it's out of the glove of Cassidy Pickering, who drops it. Throw to the plate, not in time, sliding in safely. Is and it's 3-1 Tennessee.
Is the challenge that or what? Y'all think that could be challenged?
Patty Gasso wondering if they should challenge.
I think you got to challenge, but it's a very close play at home. How about Karen Weekly, though, this time? I will send the runner, Smitty. She heard you. Drop fly ball. This is a ball that obviously has to be catched. Definitely an E7. Beautiful dive at home. And she's in there.
Yeah, she is in there. That's a great slide by Ella Dodge going to the back half of the plate and just getting that arm in. Nice tag by Emmerling, but that throw just a split second too late.
I can't believe they ruled it a hit, but they did. I mean, that was in and out of the glove of Pickering and left.
Well, and that play just shows why the inning earlier, in my opinion, you have to send Wheeler. You've got to make them make everything perfect.
RBI single.
Wesley DeMoore says that Wesley DeMoore says Robert Bacon is wrong. She gets stronger as the game goes on. Speaking of Tennessee's pitcher, I guess Wesley might be a volunteer. What do y'all think? Out. So they get out of the inning, give up one run on that last out. That's sort of a downer, but for the Sooners, but it's a great thing for the Volunteers as they are now leading. We're going to the commercial here. I will put the announcers back on after commercial. If I do not put this on mute once again when the commercials are on, they will demonetize the channel because that's what YouTube does. But what do you think about that, Robert Bacon? Wesley DeMoore said you're wrong. Like the water boy. Mama's wrong again. Chief is in the house. Chief says OU batters are being undisciplined at the plate. He also says, Outlaw, the Sooners are struggling to be at the plate, being undisciplined. Like I said, I can't get to all these comments. If you want to get your comment read out, there's a money dollar sign at the bottom, a little square in it. Write your comment out, however many characters you're going to use. $2, $5, $10 and up. Just make a small donation. It will highlight your comment and push you to the top above everybody else's, and I will answer your comment directly on the stream right now. I'm a Bama fan, but I do like both of these teams. Me too. As you can see in the background back here, you can't see it right now because it's sort of small. Let me put it up real quick. As you can see right here, Wesley DeMoore. I'm a big Alabama fan. I got Oklahoma and Alabama hats up there. I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but I do support Oklahoma as well. The two Crimson Nations, that kind of deal. So I'm right there with you, brother. Right there with you. Now we're going back to the game here. We'll go ahead and put the announcers back on. Or would y'all prefer me to continue to talk and read the comments? Let me know in the comments section what you want me to do.
That's why it's mayhem. 3-1 Tennessee opening day. Looking for a win over Oklahoma, the four-time defending champs. And our first reminder that 90% of the national champions
said you've had a great disturbance in the force.
Have started out their title
Please
runs
elaborate.
with an opening day win. Only 4 times has a team lost their first game and come back to win the title. Abby Dayton, 9 and then the top to face Carlin Pickens. And if you're scoring at home, they have now
Robert Bacon
changed
said full
the
count,
Boo
every
Gibson
hitter can't be
RBI
good for the
single
pitcher.
to an error on
Well,
Pickering
Wesley
out in
DeMorse,
left.
thanks you long, Robert.
But the run
Those
came
old
in to
Tennessee
score.
girls got what it takes to go the distance.
And it's in for a strike at 67 miles an hour from Pickens.
That wasn't as fast as that last one, though. She had one going in
Dayton
about
actually hit
75
pretty
miles
good
per
against
hour.
Pickens in the
76.
regular series. Had a home run off of her. See how they attack her in this 9-hole.
Woo!
Pickens has a tendency when she's almost too fresh to throw through her spin. She has a little bit of
Crystal
I won't say
Lopez is in
control
the
issues,
house. She
but see
said
the
the
ball
ladies
slip
just
out of
got
her
to find
hands
their
at
timing with
times.
the bats and Pickens. With our hitting capability and speed of the ball
I think
coming
Sophia
in,
Nugent would be okay if you said
good
control
contact
issues.
almost guarantees bombs.
She gets a workout behind the plate.
Absolutely, she does.
But
That's
they do
from
like
Crystal
the
Lopez.
uncertainty that it puts
Yes.
into a batter's head that you're not quite sure where that 78-mile-an-hour pitch is coming.
Effectively wild.
Yes.
In addition to the padded batting glove that she has to wear underneath the catcher's
pit pocket.
catch that kind of velocity that we've never seen in college softball.
Right back to Pickens in the backhand. Even her throws over to first are at 78 miles an hour. One down. Hey, how about Game 5, NHL, Western Conference Finals? Can the Canadians...
And play it stupid-ass music, man. They're going to get me demonetized over some stupid-ass hockey. Damn, man. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. It's hockey. Shut the hell up.
The last Canadian side to win it was 1993.
Nobody cares.
Of course, the Panthers won it last year, looking strong again this year. Here's top of the order in Cassidy Pickering. Flew out to right her first time around.
Cassidy Pickering, one of a few hitters in this lineup that kind of opens up that front toe to face Pickens. Very unique stance. It's about the drag bunt. I don't see that very often. We talked about her postseason numbers, 9 home runs.
Did she say the P word?
She is definitely a power hitter at the top of this
She
order.
said the P word. Y'all hear?
Defense, seeing an opportunity.
Holy shit. That's a tongue tripping goof
Front toe
mistake
pointed
there.
towards Pickens to clear her hips, allows her to get to the inside pitch.
Speaking of said inside pitch, she'll pull down to second. 2 down, and here comes the home run hitting Ella Parker.
What she did with her last at bat, so impressive. Remember,
Comes
first
Ella
pitch,
Parker.
76 miles an hour. It's a blew it by her, got inside her pitch, and then the adjustment. This is 2 pitches later. Parker, understanding you want to come back in here? Well, I'm going to get my front foot down and get to the same pitch I missed just 2 pitches prior.
Ability to adjust pitch.
Yeah,
to
they're a
pitch
young
to pitch
team,
is
BK
amazing.
Turner, but
In
they've
and
got
at
to the
bat.
World Series, so they're not young anymore. We can't hide behind
And only
young
7 have hit a homer off of
for the
Pickens this
entire
season. That
season,
was
can
one
we?
of them.
And a lot of times, you know, for batters, it's
But I
going
get
back
what
into
you're
the
saying,
dugout.
BK.
You know, you've got all this
I'm just
information,
messing
then
with
you have a different plan. She did it herself within the at bat, knowing I know she's going to come back here, but she's not going to get me again.
Yeah. I swung and missed it. I'm not going to swing and miss it.
So now what's Pickens' adjustment here this time around?
She just went hard to the outside part of the plate.
2 All-Americans.
That's the pitch. Yes.
There it is, 2-2.
That pitch is still a little quick. If she can dial that down to 62 miles an hour, I think it becomes a lot more effective.
Woo! Back and forth.
Pete.
You take me down, I'm going to come back and take you down.
Pickens knows the power of Parker.
Swingers Fly says the Star Wars reference being there's a feeling something bad is going to happen. Yeah, I understood what you were saying, brother. I just wanted you to elaborate for those that didn't know. I used to like Star Wars, not so much now because Mark Hamill is a liberal spastic goof. Robert Bacon says this is a completely new team. They're not the 4-time defending champs. They're the freshmen and sophomores. Yeah, but everybody has to start over sometimes, Robert. And Alabama was sort of a young team too, and we made it back to our record, 22nd in a row super regional. That's even more than Oklahoma. And we had sort of a young team. We all have those cycles where we have young teams. Some people just know how to recruit and rebuild instead of having an off year. And that's what Patty Gasso does. She recruits well and evaluates well and rebuilds instead of starting over. That's what I think about Patty Gasso. But yeah, they've had a full season now. They've made it through the SEC tournament. They won the Super Regional over Alabama. So them being young, they're not so young anymore. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they should use that, try to hide behind that as an excuse, in my opinion. Now, here in a second, I'm going to have to put this on mute like it is right now, and I'm going to leave it running for y'all. I'm just going to run down the street for about 5 or 10 minutes and pick up my wife from her job, and then I'll be right back, and we'll continue this game.
And when we're not having good at-bats, that's the thing. She's a really, really good pitcher, and you've got to be really locked into your game plan.
What is it that you want to swing at?
Things that are right around the belt that we can actually get a barrel on. I mean, good pitchers, you start chasing up, down, in and out. You just got to make them bring the ball over the plate. Now, I like our discipline. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Because maybe we just want to win it all through the scenic route.
And Coach Karen Weekly's side on top 3-1. Sam Landry set to go to work. Some defensive changes in the outfield here for Oklahoma. This is something they've been tinkering with throughout the year.
Outfield is different. Everyone in a different position.
The luxury to be able to have so many great outfielders, defensively as well as hitters.
And Cassidy Pickering moves from, she's got it
left over to right.
Stupid ass music in the background.
And of course in center. And Abby Dayton in left.
Hush, 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 hush.
Seven, 8, and 9 for Tennessee. Here's Kinsey Fiedler. Lined out to second base, her first time run. On the dirt.
I think it's going to be important here with 7, 8, and 9 up for Sam Landry to really try to have an efficient, clean inning. The lower half of this order for Tennessee coming up. I mean, every inning so far, there's been a lot of traffic, a lot of pitches under duress, which, during a game, it wears you down. The offense has been on point.
7 have already reached base in the first 3 innings. They've been on the base paths each of the first 3 innings. One down as Fiedler is retired.
This is the part of the lineup where Landry would love a clean inning. 7, 8, 9. Park, who's up right now, had a double back in the second inning. A lot of aggressive swinging from this Tennessee offense. We saw them a little more passive last weekend, but trying to get ahead, swinging earlier in counts.
For those of y'all new in here just jumping in, please hit the like button and subscribe button. Helps the algorithm, gets this party bigger, gets more people up in here. And
yeah, they have come here.
y'all like a big party, today. Right?
Aggressive, getting after it.
I think when you beat Jordy Ball in a series, it gives you confidence, right? I mean, you think about her ability to pitch, right? With the rise, the changeup, the drop, all the things the Sam Landry, as well as get her out. That's an offense for Nebraska that was very strong.
Beat OU in the regular season, beat Texas in the regular season, a team they might face if they win this game on Saturday here.
It's interesting when the best version of yourself shows up, right? And for some teams, unfortunately, it doesn't show up at the end of the year. Feels like Tennessee's starting to get to that point. And on the flip side, Oklahoma has constantly, for the last 4 years, been the best versions of themselves throughout the season.
Really 12 years going back to that 2013 national championship. I mean, they've won 6 of the last 8.
Ball.
Either Oklahoma or Florida has been in the championship series in 13 of the last 15 years.
It's amazing.
One out, top of the 4th. Tennessee leading 3-1.
Another 3-ball count here. 5th full count of the day for Landry.
Clark
draws the walk. Holly?
Well, Tennessee has had a book club all year. They read a book together and discuss chapters as the season goes on. And the book this year is called Twin Thieves. It's a wonderful book about the 2 thieves of joy. One is fear of failure, fear of judgment. And it's an allegory about a football team that tries to chase a championship. And the player said, it's so weird. Every chapter seems to correlate with what we're going through at the time. But note, that team does go on to win a championship. I love that.
A little bit of Haro foreshadowing.
You keep screaming. You keep saying, woo! That like Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte Flair?
Fear of
she at the
judgment.
game?
I mean, those are 2 huge takeaways that this Tennessee team definitely is applying.
Well, we heard him talking about it in the studio, between games. Reminiscent of the team that came here with Monica Abbott. You've got that flamethrower, you've got that ace in the circle. They came up a bit short. They've played in the finals twice now, Tennessee has. And only Oklahoma State has been here more than Tennessee without a trophy. So this is a big opportunity for them right out of gate to send a message to nobody else themselves. Hey, we're in it to win it.
They definitely have all the tools. They got the ace pitcher. They've got an offense that can be explosive.
Defending national champions.
Fielding behind that ace
Oklahoma.
pitcher and getting everything clicking.
Going for a record 5th.
Off the 0-2 pitch.
Also, it would be rarefied air in any sport to win 5 in a row.
Freshman out of Columbia, Tennessee. A short gamer for much of the year, and defenses were shifting on her. Oklahoma was one of them, so was Texas. Really overplaying her to the left side. And Karen Weekly said, what do you think about hitting away? And Savaya was kind of quiet and shy, said, well, sure, I mean, I did that in high school. And Karen said, what?
Well, she has so much speed, 25 stolen bases on the year. She still gets pulled in left.
Need your pool water tested? Only our BioGuard experts have the Alex system, the most innovative, comprehensive, and accurate.
Stupid ass.
Most of the time, pitch count doesn't
Hey,
matter
commercial.
as much, right, in softball?
Hey.
Especially if you stay in the winner's bracket, you get a day off. But now as that pitch count for Landry keeps rising and rising, there is a chance if the score holds, they got to come back and play again tomorrow.
And they've had to use a staff. I mean, they've used a lot of pitchers this year behind Sam Landry, and she's absolutely been the race.
Ground ball to short. Garcia on Biani. Turns it to Sanders.
Woo! Damn, that girl was stretched out, wasn't she? She stretched out for that, bro. That was some hellacious defense there, boy. Woo! Put the boomer on that time. Boom, 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 boom.
Tennessee thinking about a challenge. Looks like they'll pass on it. Oh,
she's
and they
very safe.
should challenge.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh. Don't the one let's tie goes to one, right?
Apparently not.
They might should review that.
3-1 Tennessee.
Put it on mute because of the commercials. They play stupid ass music on the commercials that get you demonetized. I may already be demonetized. I don't know. But at least I'm having fun with y'all, right? All right. Let's see what we got here in the comment section. What we got going on here. Robert Bacon says the game ain't over. Let's go, girls. Boomer. Lane 2268 says eliminate the free passes. Robert Bacon again says Oklahoma still has the bats. Looks like Tennessee got the bats tonight, bro. But y'all are playing excellent, excellent defense. Robert Bacon says, I remember when Oklahoma was down 28-7 to Texas a couple years ago, and my friend wanted me to change the game, and Oklahoma came back to win. Boomer. You must be talking about football. Sure. SYD. Not sure what SYD means. You'll have to educate me on that acronym. The Dylan Gabriel game. Lee. Can't say it. Lee. Les. My bad. Les Tapaki says, great double ladies. Get them sticks again. Hopefully the replay machine is broke, says BK Turner. You better hope it is.
Engaging the crowd. I think they're starting to do it for us, so we just got to make contact.
Sam Landry in the circle. What are you seeing from her right now?
Kind of grittiness. I think she came out a little bit tight. Can't give up runs early. Well, you can give up runs early because you give us opportunity throughout the rest of the game to make it up. So we're playing like we're down by 7, and we're only down by 2.
Come on, man. Y'all quit talking about how young they are. All these teams have young players.
Thank you, Coach.
They're going to say y'all making excuses when y'all lose.
Well, they're going to have to go up against Pickens to try to get those 2 runs back. And Pickens has been good. That's a screwball picking up the strikeout against Nelly Mack. But it's been the changeup she's used effectively along with the rise ball. That 2-seam rise ball that's got good movement at the top of the zone. Harlan Pickens, when she's throwing that pitch effectively and can get hitters to bite and swing through it, she is the best in the game. That ERA at 1.
They just reload.
At a .89.
And I think that
it's back to work
against
Nelly McNamara.
Almost the full season.
3, 4, and 5 for the Sooners.
Beat Alabama in a super regional. So the youngest.
First 2 batters.
They should be a little mature by now, in my opinion.
Well, Parker had the solo home run. One of just 2 hits so far off of Pickens, what Patty Gasso was referencing. Got to start getting barrel on ball.
It's interesting too because when Cindy Parker's
time in the lineup comes back up, she's the only one to batter with a hit, a nice hard hit opposite field. I know they replaced her defensively.
Hannah Core is still listed right now in the batting order. Let's see who comes out of the dugout.
What a great at bat against Pickens.
Substitution and re-entry rules. A lot easier to come back and forth than it is in baseball. If you're removed, you can return once.
Rise ball at the top of the zone. Nellie Mack was not happy with that call.
Well, and then to be able to take, that's impressive to me. And she yelled out no, because you get a rise ball that's called at the top of the zone. It's so hard as a hitter then to decipher which one's a ball, which one's a strike. She did just that.
On the right. Well, look at it. The way Tennessee's been hitting the ball, Oklahoma should be grateful that it's 3-1, not 6-1 or something like that. Tennessee's left a lot of.
Lost her. When the time
Tennessee's left a lot of runners on base.
Channeling a little
They
bit of
come back
Alyssa
to home,
Brito. Chucking
and
the bat after a
left
walk.
a 4-time
I mean, this is
champion
what they
in the
need. They
game.
need momentum. They need
I
base
think if,
runners. I know it's a walk, but this is a
come back to
momentum
home,
starter.
Tennessee,
A
they're not
great
careful here.
at bat, and watch her
You
throw
got a
the
champion
bat and
down,
look
you
into her
need to
dugout
put
saying,
your foot in
let's
the
go.
throat, and
That's her
Tennessee hasn't
captain
done
right
that.
there, even as a freshman.
So I think
There's
Oklahoma
Alyssa
is in a
Brito
good spot right
in
now,
the
hopefully.
stands, what she's been known here the last few years.
So now Gabby Garcia, 20 home runs on the season. Only the fourth freshman to ever do it at Oklahoma, joining Lauren Chamberlain, Jocelyn Allo, and Tiare Jennings. All likely Hall of Famers at Oklahoma.
Come on. We'll knock it out of the park. It's time runs on first. The time runs up the bat.
Chandler,
Time
Arizona.
runs up the bat if they can knock this one out of the park.
A Women's College World Series legacy. Her mom, Kara Brun, played here with Arizona State back in the 2000 aughts.
Robert Beacon, what year was that when it sounded about one rule?
Campus.
We're talking about football, man.
6 homers this month alone, and Pickens gets her to chase out of the zone. Strikeout number 5.
That is a big get for Carlin Pickens because Gabby Garcia just has one of those bats that shows up in magical moments. That's a screwball in the outer half. It's got a little up, a little out. Really getting that pitch to run away. Look at the up cam on this. You can just see how hard it is to hit that pitch at over 71 miles an hour.
You get up into the mid-70s, your reaction time is comparable to a 100-mile-an-hour pitch in baseball. And with Pickens approaching 80, now you're talking 110 miles an hour. That's not a lot of time to react to the plate.
I mean, no thank you. 0-2 right now. Pickens is on another gear. We saw her start this game strong. She did give the homer up, but now she is dialed in after that walk to Nellie Mack.
Well, I think she got upset maybe about the reaction, exactly, when giving up that walk. Because she has absolutely dialed it up.
3 pitches in about 10 seconds for strikeout number 6.
Throw the bat on Pickens.
Well, 5 of the last 6 pitches have been strikes. Look at these rise balls, Jess.
Wow. I mean, she's just another level. Because to me, it's not just the velocity. That's what gets the sexy numbers. It's that spin right there. Doing both. She is fired up to another level right now.
That was against Barker, who had singled off of her earlier in the game. Can she strike out the side? Here's Sanders. Pickens does not shy away from the big moments, the big matchups. The 2 fastest pitches ever recorded, one was against Bree Ellis, the other was against Jordy Ball.
When you need to dial it up a notch, those are the hitters you need to dial it up against. And she's doing it here, too. I mean, she's in a situation where she's matching energy for energy.
We asked her about that. Surely you must know, right, when you're up against another heavyweight. And she just kind of gave us a wry smile. I may notice.
She competes, and a lot of times the pressure, all eyes are on the pitcher. I mean, I love talking hitting, I love talking all the positions, but this is what the game comes down to, is the circle. And Pickens loves these moments.
It's the most important piece of real estate in sports, and right now she's owning it. And yet Oklahoma, one swing away from a tie game. Ball 4. And that'll bring the go-ahead run up. Couple of strikeouts in the inning, couple of walks in the inning.
Oklahoma doing a good job of laying off some of those pitches that are out of the zone, and that's the key with someone like Pickens in the circle. You have to swing at pitches that are in the zone, that are strikes.
Well, it's also one of the things for a pitcher when the adrenaline's going. It's also hard to control your pitches.
Plenty of drama already today, and more to come tonight. Ole Miss taking on Nigeri Kennedy and Texas Tech. She's back for the third time, but with a new team this time around. And then the Oregon Ducks, that beautiful blend of speed and power, taking on the 12-time national champion UCLA Bruins. Megan Grant, Jordan Woolery, and a pitching staff with 3 arms. Opening day. Losers play tomorrow night. Winners play Saturday. And here's Agbayani. Another one of the Hawaiians wearing her dad's number 50 uniform. Then a major leaguer in his day.
Played for the Mets. A big bopper.
Well, they're starting to catch that rise ball a little bit out of the hand.
Now it's just a matter of picking the speed.
Agbayani and right down on the first base line, and there's Boo. Gibson gets the out, a couple stranded, 4 in the books, and a 2-run Tennessee lead.
Baby back ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Okay, how did you do that?
Honey, it's magic.
Well, if he can magic it away, he can magic it back.
Well, I kind of can't do that.
I need to know where my rib is.
Oh, boy. Next up.
All right. Hopefully they didn't demonetize me for that, and I had to run to the store real quick. We've got over 200 people in here now. So if you don't mind, jump out of the comment section and hit the like button and the subscribe button, because we got a lot going on this channel. Outlaw College Football. We don't just talk about college football, though. We talk about everything. All sports, mainly college football, basketball, and now softball. And sometimes we even dabble in a little bit of politics. We are going to put it back on in just a second. I see a bunch of you dropped out. But we're going to put the sound back on. We'll put the sound back on video as soon as the commercials are over with, because if you don't, they'll try to demonetize the channel. Well, not demonetize the channel, but demonetize the video, which they might have already because I had to run up to the store real quick. But right now, as you can see, who's in the comment section. I was referring to football. Yeah, he is referring to football. So, yeah. Robert Bacon says an 80-mile-an-hour pitch in softball is the same as a 105-mile-per-hour pitch in baseball. I think you already said that, didn't you? Wesley DeMoore says, Robert Bacon, she doesn't look like she's getting tired of me. Everyone go in and give him a like. It's the least we could do. Yes, would y'all please hit the like button? It doesn't take but 2 seconds. It's absolutely free. It just helps with the algorithm. And it makes YouTube like me just a little bit better. Make a little bit more. Let me turn the volume back on for y'all. Like I said, I had to run up to the store real quick.
Mayhem today, right back to Landry. Fires over to first, and Gabby Leach is retired. It's the top of the order right here.
Also, hit the subscribe button.
Sam Landry so good at fielding her position. Allows Sanders to be able to play back.
Subscribe button. Subscriptions are most
Huge
important
difference
because
as a pitcher when you're able to
kind of larger,
go grab those short ground balls.
bigger, and makes
Bring up
YouTube
Taylor
like
Payne.
me hell of a lot more.
This would be so big for Tennessee, probably for the rest of the field as well. Oklahoma has won 21 of their last 25 games here at the World Series. 4 straight natties.
What? Oklahoma's given up runs this year. This isn't something new to have a 3-spot against Sam Landry, but their offense comes back. I mean, that's been the biggest story for Oklahoma is they've been able to out-hit other teams. It's not like they're shutting them out, keeping them quiet.
3-1, huh? Next time
One, two here, Landry to Taylor
stay
Payne.
here with me for just a little bit longer. We'll have to go to the doctor's appointment.
That's the
want to
key,
be on
really,
the
for
show.
Oklahoma is they will match you
I'll give
blow
you
to blow.
ideas.
So even if they may
Hit me
not
up on
outpitch
Twitter,
you, they're going to try to
AKA
outbash you.
Hit me up
And
on
then
X.
the other X factor is their
OTF
defense. Their defense has just been good. They
Yeah, I
rarely
guess
hurt
so,
themselves.
you
Now,
wanna
they
be on
have
the
an
show.
error in this game, but they rarely hurt themselves.
That error hurt them.
Yeah.
In fact, I can hit the link in
They
there
live
right
in the
now.
limelight.
If
They
anybody
live
wants to
in the
come in here
spotlight.
and give their thoughts. I'll do that
Don't
right
just
now.
take a peek at social media. So much of America either loves watching a dynasty or they love watching the dynasty fall. Got something for everybody this week at the World Series.
And that's the biggest storyline coming in. I mean,
There's the
Tennessee
link.
for the last few years is will Oklahoma win it again, or will someone beat them? And if they do, who is it? Which team?
Anybody wants to come up in here?
Florida had a win over them last year in the
Good
semis,
point.
and then Oklahoma came back to beat the Gators.
Woo!
Just in time to get panel.
That's another close
Tennessee
call.
definitely wants to challenge that.
Yeah,
Absolutely safe.
She was, safe. That was
She should
definitely safe.
challenge
And
that
you go
first
back
one.
to last inning as well when Morgan was safe. A couple
That-
of calls at first. That
Why can't
they
why
definitely
does the
need to be
coaches have to challenge? Why
considered.
can't the referees challenge? Like they do in football. What?
I'll paraphrase for you. A ruling on the
What?
field was out at first base for the second out of the
What?
inning. There is a challenge.
This is a tough play. Landry can't get to it. Emmerling has to get quickly and throw across her body.
Safe. Looks like she's safe. Yeah, she looks like she's
Yeah,
safe.
she's there.
A lot closer though than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought she was like almost a half a step.
Same.
She's safe.
Yeah.
She's definitely safe. You should challenge that other one. I've screwed them out for one or two.
Ball is in the glove officially when it passes both sides. Sort of breaks the plane of both sides of the
Hurry up,
glove.
Man, they're getting as bad as football referees.
After further review, the play at first base has been changed. The runner is safe. Tennessee's first challenge of the game.
That's a good call.
So Tennessee wins the challenge.
Although I don't like Tennessee.
And let's bring in
That was a
our
good
rules
call.
analyst, Krista Cuomo. Yeah, so what they're looking at there is when the glove begins to close around the ball versus when the foot hits the base. So that's a good overturn by the folks in the replay booth. Thank you, Christy.
Good challenge that other one, too.
Foot on the
Yeah,
bag
they come
before
back beat Tennessee.
the glove ramps the softball.
They didn't.
So a base
Didn't
runner
run
here
on
for
base.
Tennessee with 1 out.
I just think
And that will
scoring a
dodge.
whole lot with it. You got those 3 runs.
She's been their fire starter the
They
last
need
few
some
weeks.
insurance because Oklahoma
Walked
can
and
come to
scored a
life
run in the
anytime.
third.
Amazing play at home plate, dive to the back of the bag.
Homered twice off of Jordy Ball last weekend, and her connection to Oklahoma. It was during the Sooner series in the regular season that she started for the first time at second base and had a game-winning home run to clinch the third game of that series in Norman.
Karen Weekly talked about her energy, that she wanted that energy mostly at second base, really to get the infield, to get everybody together and communicating and just step everything up a level. The bat has absolutely been a bonus in big clutch situations.
She's got a whole lot of confidence. I mean, just sitting down with her yesterday, you could see not just the energy and the smile, but also just like, I'm really good. I got this. Like, facing Oklahoma is not intimidating to her. She's a huge leader for this team at a young age.
You see her big swings this year.
Well, she had a great youth career. She played for a couple of different organizations, Georgia Impact, Tampa Mustangs, Clearwater Lady Bombers. And when you're playing sometimes as guest player and for other programs, you bring that energy because you have to figure out, like, what can I contribute? And she's done that, and she's obviously brought it here to Tennessee.
Couldn't wait to get here, by the way. She left school a semester early, graduated high school, and was with them last spring. And stepping onto the field this year.
Well, that's big, just to be in that environment, to learn. Just that growth.
2-2 from Landry.
Got almost 200 people in here.
It's the return of
Don't
the
mind,
ace
jump out and
here
smash
at
the
World
like
Series,
button
but
for
the other
me
big
and
discussion
subscribe.
all year long was, do you have an out pitch? And the number of foul
Almost-
balls this year has been through the roof.
There's almost
With
200
hitters just
people in here.
fighting off pitch after pitch.
Hopefully we'll get some subscriptions out of it. Like I said, it's
Well,
absolutely
that's why the
free
strike
to
zone is so
subscribe.
important.
So
You know,
hit that
pitchers need to
subscribe
be
button,
able
hit that
to
like
get that
button.
pitch
It'll help
that is
push the
just
algorithm.
making the corner. It's a
Put
three-dimensional
lights on.
strike zone. It's where it breaks the plane at the front. Trap zone.
Rocket out to center and on the run is Hannah Core. Trying to take off the runner at first, and they got her. The
Boy, she gunned her ass down, boy.
deep left center.
Damn. That looks like a Bo Jackson throw from outfield. Remember Bo Jackson back in the day? Playing baseball?
Hannah, where are you going? That's first up. You got to give the love. Hannah Core coming off the bench defensively to make this throw for the double play. Your 8-3. Your double play. And Sam Landry absolutely loves getting herself out of that inning.
Bo Jackson.
Can you hear me?
Stupid. Yeah, that woman just said Bo Jackson right after I did. I can hear you.
Fucking know it. God damn it, dude.
I can hear you. Heard you cussing.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I heard you cussing.
Thing's pissing me off, man.
Better watch it.
Dodge trucks are dog shit.
Better watch it.
Dog shit, man.
Better watch it, man. You don't want to hear NIL commissioner you cussing like that.
Oh, well. Unfortunately, that's what comes with me is the cussing.
If y'all wonder why it's on mute, it's because we're in commercial. Sometimes these commercials play music that get me demonetized on the channel. So during the commercial, we will mute the commercial. So do not leave. We will put it back on where you can hear the actual announcers after the commercials go away.
Dude, I'm going to tell you. Let me go off on a little.
Did you see that play?
I saw the play, but I want to
She
talk
gunned her
about
down, man. It looked like some Bo Jackson shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't start coming here crying now.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this damn umpire, and it goes both ways. This umpire, she's either a woman or a 10-year-old boy by the way her voice sounds. I'm guessing it's a female. She might be the worst umpire, home plate umpire I've seen in a long time.
Is that who's screaming?
Her strike zone, yes. That's who's
I keep
screaming.
hearing something go, aha!
Yeah, that's her.
That sounds like a damn wounded damn buzzard, man.
She's an idiot, and she's like missing. She's like calling clear strikes balls and clear balls
Off
strikes.
speed has been on for Pickens. Yeah, and the rise ball, it's just jumpy at the top of the zone. It looks like it's a cookie, and then it's past you. Just the velocity, the spin, the speeds, the movements. Carmen Pickens showing why she is one of the best in the game. 5 of those strikeouts on the rise ball, 1 on the screwball. She has been taking a little bit off of those pitches as well.
Yeah, we're voted for the actual podcast, the actual announcers while you're gone.
I love those looks. The Tam, I mean, just to be able to be in the batter's box and
I can mute it anytime you need to say something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Emmerling stepping in. It's 8-9 in the top.
You can hear my voice when I'm talking?
Still to work with.
Yeah.
Try and stay in the winner's bracket here at the World Series. Emmerling struck out on a rise ball back in the second.
Just mute it for a second, just in case you had something to say.
No, I'm good. I'm annoyed with my Bluetooth.
We got up over 200, and then I had to leave and go down the street for a second.
Where are we at?
Jump out and hit that like button, subscribe button. They're all free. Crystal Lopez says, "This is the momentum we might need. Let's go."
I think she just got an out though.
John Ford says OU is hanging around. I don't have an out on my board. You must be watching it.
No, I'm wrong. She doesn't have one.
John Ford says OU is hanging around. Come on.
Yeah,
BBO.
Should be up by more. That's a fact.
We finally got a volunteer in here that's willing to say something. Welcome to the podcast and the live stream, John Ford. Got a runner on first base now. I kept asking, who's that screaming? Who's that? Like it sound like Ric Flair's
the
dog.
umpire. It's the home plate ump, man.
She sound like damn Charlotte Flair, man. She's like,
like a
whoo!
boy, dude.
Like, what the
Sounds
hell
like
is that shit? What in the hell is that?
She's an idiot. What the fuck?
If you don't mind, John Ford, if you ain't subscribed to the channel already, brother, subscribe to the channel. We talk all sports. We talk all teams. We do talk a lot of Alabama and Oklahoma, but we do talk SEC. We do talk politics. We're a little bit of everything. Robert Bacon said he's drinking today. That's the reason why he's so vocal.
Well, we like
Yep.
it. We like it.
Better be lucky I'm not dipping in tequila. I'd be going off on here. Man, still can't get over that play, man. She gunned her ass down. They look like some straight up Bo Jackson shit from back in the day, man.
Yeah, she's a good athlete, man. She's a good athlete. It surprises me that the athleticism of these girls catches me by surprise from time to time.
I must say, Tennessee has been hitting the ball today. They've been putting runners on base.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They should be up by more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, they should have challenged that one a while ago that they didn't challenge.
Oh,
Tennessee should be probably up 6-1 right now, but they're not. They're just letting Oklahoma hang around, and that might be a mistake.
They should easily be up by 6 runs. Easy. They left a couple on multiple scoring runners on base in the second inning.
Did you see it run down? Third base to home?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, too. I like that. Let me go ahead and turn the volume back on for people to start whining and complaining on us.
3-0. And just like Patty Gasso was calling for, here comes the home crowd.
Got almost 200 people in here. We did have over 200.
I like it.
Cassidy Pickering and Ella Parker, the
I sort of
next two
stole this
batters.
idea from the NIL committee. She's probably going to
Biggest
be mad at me
swings,
for split our audience.
home run hitter 2 later, Cassidy Pickering. Do not want to get another free pass.
Yeah, this is a nice. This is it right here. You've got to go right at Dayton.
She's laughing because she knows that that's been a ball and a strike all day long.
It's so stupid, man.
To second, Dodge steps on the base over the first and safe. Down the line is Dayton. But they get Malloy at second, 1 down.
I think Ella Dodge is wondering if they should challenge that.
That
Because
was
she was thinking she potentially had the double play.
Ella Dodge is adamant that she why not? Here in the bottom of the
No,
5th
it
inning with the
wouldn't
2
have
best
either.
hitters for Oklahoma coming up, if you have a chance to get a double play here on the call.
Nope. Let's save it. Now goes the runner. Boom.
Top of the order. And the 2 All-Americans lined up back-to-back for OU.
I didn't even know that was a female umpire until you told me.
Yeah, dude. She's
I don't think it's got anything to do with her being female. She's just an idiot. She's a human
Huge
being.
NCAA tournament thus far. Quiet today. Ground out to first. That'll move Dayton to second with 2 down for Parker.
All right, trying to pop one out of the park. Get that tie. Got the tie and run on plate here.
It'd be great if we could get a Ella. I mean, if we could get an Ella Parker
Oklahoma's
home run.
offense.
See that? Tony Hall agrees
6
with me.
strikeouts today.
Is Rick
nearing
Flair the umpire?
their poorest showdown of the season, which also was against Tennessee in that strikeout department.
Woo!
So Parker 1 swing away from a tie game.
Yeah, with first base open, I mean, I know you still got to pitch to Nelly and Garcia and everybody else behind her, but with first base open, I wouldn't give her anything too good. I mean, she's proven that she can go yard off you.
How about Pickens,
All
too?
right,
Just
well,
knowing,
go
like you said
Go
earlier,
yard.
Beth, when
Go
she's
yard.
facing the best in a lineup, the hardest pitch she just threw in this game was against Parker on that first pitch.
What the hell?
You try telling the All-American that she can't pitch
I'm
to
gonna
her.
punch that woman. I'm gonna punch her in the tit,
So
man.
step it up.
You ever see her? I'm gonna punch her right in the tit.
Carlin got her swinging at a rise ball her last time up.
Yeah, and that's the difference. If you're striking out as a pitcher, if you're striking the batter out, or if you're trying to get the batter to strike themselves out.
Yeah.
In this situation, see if Parker will strike herself out.
Oh, come on.
Goes through a strike ball in the outer
Go ahead.
half.
How it lived there.
Yes, 100%.
All day.
Go ahead.
That's off the plate. 2-2.
Look at the adjustment she makes. They go back out there, and she still fouls it straight back. I mean, just
Let's
look
go,
at
Ella.
it.
Come on. Man, they look like Petty. They look like old Sam Landry's sister or something.
Might be.
Full count.
Here we count.
All right, here we go. Come on.
Time to go park.
Come on.
Drilled out to
Down, down.
left, and Pickens wins the battle.
Damn.
Ends the threat as she gets Parker to line out.
It's going to be tough, man. It's got 6 more
Hey,
outs.
when I got the game on with the actual announcers, are you able to hear my voice distinctly?
I mean, it's. I can hear it. It's not super crisp, but I can definitely hear everything you're saying.
All right. I was just wondering because I can barely hear yours when it's on. It's muffling you out for some reason. I can barely hear you. I think it's the fact that the volume on the damn game is so loud.
Maybe.
All right, just let y'all know we're in commercial.
That's tough.
I put it on mute because every time I put it on mute, they start leaving. I put it on mute because the commercials will demonetize the stream. We will go back to the announcers speaking live where you can hear them after the commercials.
So I want to hear from the chat. What's everybody think? Sooners have 6 more swings at 6 more outs, 6 more batters guaranteed. What's going to happen here? Can the Sooners come back against maybe the best pitcher in the country? Can the Sooners actually come back and at least send it into extra inning? Can we get it into extra inning? I want to hear from the chat.
Mike Welch has got a response for you. Mike Welch says, yes, punch her in the tit. Punch the referee or the umpire in the tit. Punch her in the tit.
Horrible, man. She's terrible. Not only does she sound
That's what she
ridiculous,
sounds
she's
like.
Terrible.
She sounds like a cross between Charlotte Flair and someone punching you in the tit. That's what she sounds like, man. I'm like, are you not embarrassed to sound like that? Even as a female, you shouldn't sound like that, man. That sounds like a damn, like I said, man, it sounds like somebody shot a pelican or something.
That's funny. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see. I wouldn't be terribly disappointed. Nobody wants to go through the consolation bracket.
I'd be
Nobody wants to
terribly
go through
disappointed.
Well,
I don't
it'll be
want to lose.
disappointing.
I don't like anybody losing to Tennessee.
Yeah, well, that too.
Crystal Lopez has a response to your question. She says it's scary, but you can never count out the Lady Sooners. Sooner magic. It ain't over till it's over, says Crystal Lopez.
I tend to agree. I mean, the Arkansas game in the SEC tournament, they were down 6-1 and just kept chipping back. The thing that worries me is that this is a better pitcher, and I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to hit solo shots, I think. They're going to have to get a couple of solo home runs. I don't know if they're going to string enough together.
All right. I'm going to go back to the game
We'll
now.
have to see.
Where legends are made, where heroes are born, where big NIL
It's
deals
Smurfette.
get struck next year. The ring's the thing. Dating all the way back to the very first one in 1982, led by UCLA's SBG.
So terrible.
And here we are 43 years later, still going strong. 20 years of the championship series.
Nugent
yanks it foul.
Yeah.
Hey, is that better?
So
Can
this
you
is
hear
the
me
third
better now?
time in history that one conference has had an entire side of the bracket. SEC 2015, Pac-12 1999. On both of those occasions, one of those teams won the national championship. See if it plays out this time around. There's a fifth team here as well, Ole Miss, on the other side of the bracket, which ties the records from 99 and 15.
Nugent with the Michaela Edenfield eye makeup. It's a catcher thing.
I love it when they make it almost like a mask underneath their mask.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people on social media have been also wondering about Sam Landry's glasses, how they stay on her head like that. Hairspray. Holly Rowe got to the bottom of that for us. I'm going to guess Aquanet. Pop up to the left side. Garcia is there. One down.
Woo! Terrible. Woo!
That'll bring up Boo. Gibson a ground out to first, and then an error. Reached on an error in third that brought in a run. That fan wants a Boo Bomb.
Boo Bomb.
AKA home run.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I feel like she's due. I mean, she's been a huge force for.
Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi's college town.
Too. Hasn't had the numbers that I know she's wanted. Happy to see that go to 0 in the postseason.
And now the pitch count hits 100 plus for Sam Landry. Couple more innings to go.
Continuing to really try to use that drop ball. Falling behind the Gibson.
Like Tennessee might be the biggest threat to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And Gibson aboard with one out.
That's bad.
Third walk issued by Landry today.
Think they should pull Landry?
Tennessee's going to get a pinch runner out there.
Say again?
Katie Taylor.
You think they should pull Landry?
Nah, not yet.
With Lauren Mueller stepping to the plate. Singled in the second. Grounded out to short in the third. For a strike at 68 miles.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
God, man.
Oh, it's getting worse, man.
Well, had a grand slam in the regionals this year. Smacks that back up the middle of the base hit. Taylor will stop at second. 2 on with 1 out.
Wheeler's second hit of the game. First it was on the changeup, almost at her ankles. Now she gets.
Dude, that umpire, it's like her voice is getting louder as the game goes on.
It's getting worse. You know, it may not be. Maybe they should pull Landry at this point. Just get something new in there. It's clearly not Landry's best day. You know, they're down. They've only got 2 innings left. Just rest her arm a little bit more.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to go ahead and rest that arm if you don't think you're going to be able to score any runs.
Yeah,
You
know.
You ain't going to give her any offensive support.
I mean, nobody wants to go through the consolation bracket, you know, but they've done it before. You know, it happens. And give her a rest. They might be doing that now.
Yeah. Boy, I feel Nostradamus today.
Yeah, it might be time. just not her best day, man. That's what I was worried about. She just
Well,
didn't have a shutdown day today.
There is one thing that some of the Sooner fans have been saying here. I'm not sure if I totally agree with. They keep trying to blame it on them being young, but they've been through the SEC tournament and they beat Alabama in a super regional. That they're not really that young anymore. They're sort of already matured, hadn't they?
I'm not, I wouldn't necessarily blame it on the youth, but what I will say is that most of those players have not really been to the World Series. That's a different platform. That's a different level. And, it's one thing to get through the regular season and the conference championship when everybody knows that's not really there's going to be more games to be played, so you can lose even in the conference tournament and you still got a shot. But, man, when you get to the World Series, this is it. It's win or go home, I mean, not technically because it's not single elimination, but you know what I mean. You don't have too many. You only get one error. You only get one loss. And so to be, to be able to calm yourself down because you've been there before, most of them don't have that experience. So it is possible. I don't know if it's necessarily their youth, but just their lack of experience on the biggest of stages caused them to be a little tight because they just haven't looked as confident today. It looks like they're tight. It looks like they're pressing.
Yeah. Maybe they can get this first one under the belt and maybe they'll settle down a little bit. Sometimes you need that realization that you might be about to lose your championship.
Dude, that error, unfortunately, by Pickering, they're arguably their best hitter this year. She missing that ball to end the inning, and that gave them their third run. That was huge, man. That was a big error, unfortunately, and that's one of the things that Oklahoma is known for, is not giving away stuff like that. They don't typically make errors like that. So they don't do a good job of beating themselves like a lot of teams do when they get to this level. And unfortunately, that happened. She dropped the ball and they got another run. And that might end up being the difference in the game.
Let me turn it back
one
on.
solo shot would have tied it had that not happened.
All right. I'm going to go back to the regular sound now.
Fouls it back. And that's more activity in the bullpen for Oklahoma. Houston deal the lefty.
Got somebody warming up in the bullpen.
Fiedler check it. Nope. And a strikeout for Landry.
Yeah, strikeout.
Just her second of the ball game, and the first one since the first inning.
And this was a huge
strikeout
for Landry. She needed this out. She comes back to the changeup, the flip change, so it's spinning in the opposite direction. It's moving. And Fiedler had a great at-bat, but does not identify this changeup. Why? The pitch location. Look at where it is. It's below the knees. That's where you get hitters to bite at that pitch. Emma Clark with 2 outs and 2 on. Down the line, fair ball.
Boom! Nice.
Is Miller to get the force up.
Y'all been playing some good defense now.
Heads up play by Hurd. Just dive back to third. Nellen Mack wears that C on her chest as a captain, the redshirt freshman.
Dan Smoot has a song for us. Give me a T for Texas. Give me a T for Tennessee. Give me a T for Thelma, the woman that made a fool out of me. We got some songwriters in the gallery. I bet NIL Commish would like that, huh? He fancies himself as a songwriter.
It's put out quite a few tunes lately.
Thunder OU Center says they're not going to win against this Tennessee pitcher. Sam Landry does not have the stuff today.
Yeah. Yeah, Thunder, unfortunately, I have to agree with that. Her second strikeout this inning in the bottom of the fifth, she gets her second strikeout, or is it the top of the sixth? What is it?
Top of
the sixth?
Bottom of the sixth.
Now it's the bottom of the sixth, yeah. So
yeah. Crystal Lopez has a question for you, Killer Breeze. She wants to know, she says, another problem here is we go up against Florida if we take the loss. Our bracket
no,
is
we don't. I don't think
14.
Yeah, maybe we.
I'm not sure who y'all play next. I don't know. I think they changed the bracket up.
They do change. They flip-flop. So I don't know. She might be right about that, though. Now that I got to go look at the bracket. But I do know this. The losers from the top of the bracket go to the bottom, and the losers from the bottom of the bracket go to the top.
Well, they didn't. To me, they didn't seed them right at all because they got the lesser seeds playing each other. They got the SEC teams knocking each other out, and so if they had them going up against Florida in the next round, that's horse shit.
Yeah, it's the seeding is terrible this year. They got to they should have reseeded. They should reseed the tournament, but they don't. I'll never understand why tournaments don't do that. Like when you have different rounds like this, you got to reseed when you get to this. It's too important, man. It's too important.
So good. Couple of free passes as of late, but she's retired 14 of the 20 batters that she has faced today. And the numbers are noteworthy, by the way, because not many people are throwing those kinds of strikeouts at that kind of velocity.
OU Center Fears.
Yeah, she's in a league of her own. This is the team with the top on base percentage coming into today's game. Oklahoma batting average as a team over 330. First program to hit 100 home runs in 6 consecutive years. I mean, power numbers are off the charts. It's been terrific. The Oklahoma run. Ella Parker early in the game with a great adjustment at the plate for a homer. But then the next 2 times, a big strikeout for Pickens, and then gets Parker to line out with 2 on base to end that last inning.
Goal for Pickens is to not let her get up to that.
Bottom of the 6th.
6 straight outs would be just fine with her. That's all that Oklahoma has left, or else they fall into the losers bracket and must play tomorrow against Florida. The winner has Texas Saturday afternoon on ABC. Coverage on ABC both Saturday and Sunday this year. Two to McEnroe Marinas. Has a hit in 5 of the last 6. Homered in the Supers against Alabama. A youngster that, like so many of the Hawaiians, to play travel ball, they will pay their own way to come to the mainland and hook up with the California team. Play on the mainland before heading back home. The commitment off the charts. And a called strike 3.
Woo.
Pickens did not like the way Nelly threw the bat back at the dugout. Her last time up with a walk, and gets her this time with the K.
Everybody cares you like this going in the back.
To me, that's something you got to go get. It's at the knees, on the plate.
Strikeout number 7. I think that's the first one with the drop today. One down for Gabby Garcia. Struck out on a screwball back in the 4th. Pickens knocks it down, and Garcia safe at first.
All right, we got a little
Third
open here.
straight inning. Oklahoma brings the tying run up.
And this ball well struck. It looks like it goes off of Pickens' foot. Gabby on time. Everybody trying to be that spark plug that ignites this team.
So now it's time for somebody to put on one of the hottest T-shirts in Norman right now. It says clutchness. One of Patty's quotes from her younger days in her career. They do not have a hit tonight with a runner on base. Here's Barker, the freshman. Singled in the second. Struck out in the fourth.
So many freshmen, so many new faces. Siggy Barker new to the starting lineup. Just in the last.
You muted?
Trick says, who are the Ho announcers calling this game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you got to expect that they're going to have female announcers, especially for softball, since it's a female sport, right?
Yeah, you'd think.
And when they have them doing football games, sometimes a lot of people really don't like that. So it's a pop-up. 2 outs. So they're get some of these comments real quick. Thunder U Center says, "Oh, you will play against Florida in the losers bracket."
Yeah, that looks like that's right.
Case. James Fender says it's because there's mostly SEC teams playing. Well, I understand that, but there are a few teams outside the SEC, I think. That's in
Absolutely, there are. There's
Texas Tech,
there's
UCLA.
5 SEC teams and 3 non-SEC teams.
Texas Tech, UCLA, Oregon.
That's the 3 non. That's the 3.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are SEC teams. It's 5 SEC and 3 non-SEC. But the problem is that Oklahoma and Texas and maybe it's Tennessee, should be playing the Oregon and freaking Texas Tech and
Yeah, I don't understand why Oregon and UCLA are playing each other when they're a 9 and a 16. Right?
Yeah.
They were 9 and 16 seed in the tournament coming in. I don't understand.
Dude, I hate to run on you, man, but I gotta go run back into work here for this last hour.
All right, brother.
I had fun though, man. Let's do it again.
All right, we'll do it again.
All right, man. Later.
All right. I got it on mute right now. We're in commercial, so y'all don't leave. We will go back to the game in just a second. We'll go back live to the game. That was Killer Breeze, the Oklahoma Roughneck in the house. He said he'll come back on live with us tomorrow or whenever Oklahoma plays. I think they might play Florida is what a lot of people are saying. I'm not sure of the bracket. If y'all know exactly who Oklahoma is playing, if they lose, drop it in the comment section. Thunder OU Center wants to know, but why do they have Ho announcers in the NBA? I don't know, man. I guess there are some good female announcers out there. Trying to remember her name. Heather Dinich ain't bad. I know a lot of people don't like Heather Dinich, but I think she's pretty cool. Michelle Tafoya. Y'all remember her? She got removed from ABC or CBS or somebody because she wouldn't bow down to the liberal politics that were being forced upon her. I don't have a problem if someone wants to be liberal, then be liberal. But someone don't want to be liberal, they should be allowed to be liberal without having their job be put in. But Michelle Tafoya was pretty good. But some of the announcers, those female announcers, aren't good. I'll give you that. But there's plenty of male announcers, too, that stink, too, that keep jobs. Vern Lundquist, to me, was one of the worst that kept his job for decades. So, yeah. So I'll bring y'all back up to the game. They play Florida tomorrow night if they lose, says Crystal Lopez. The answer is Florida, says William Farrow. James Fender backs that up as well. So let's go back to the game.
Here on opening day at the World Series, they'll take some swings first here in the top of the 7th. And then have to deal with the bottom of the Oklahoma order to try and knock the defending champs into the loser's bracket. They have not squandered a late lead yet this year, or excuse me, in their World Series history.
Here's the first time for everything. You got a bunt?
Right now, just trying to tap the ball, just put it in play. I mean, you talked about this earlier. The corners really play back because they trust that Sam Landry can get to anything. Ellie McEnroe Marinas, a great arm, but you see how Sid Sanders plays back even with the bag.
Morgan didn't get that. A slow roller down the first baseline. She could walk down to the bag. We've also seen Naylor Mack come a long way from that third base position to pick up anything short.
2-2 pitch. Right back up the middle. And there's a moment for Morgan as we send it down to Hollywood.
Well, you saw Tennessee is 12-0 when leading late in ball games, and there's a reason why. They have been mentally training themselves all season long.
Y'all don't mind if y'all just jumped in here, please hit the like button. It don't take 2 seconds. And subscribe to the channel. Those things are all free, and they help me stay in the good graces of YouTube and help keep the lights on. Push that algorithm, get the party bigger. Like and subscribe.
Innings, even though they have this lead, that's their mindset all season.
There they are. Up against one of the toughest schedules in the country this year. They won at Oklahoma. They won at Texas, a team that they could face if they win here today on Saturday afternoon. They rallied to beat Nebraska and Jordy Ball twice last weekend. Throwing those punches.
That sounds bunt for real, boy. It's the second bunter they've had.
Stay in it, right? All 7 rounds.
Well, they were aggressive from the get-go. I mean, first pitch of this game, 2 consecutive hits. They scored 2 runs before you could blink. That's how you throw punches.
Well, and they were able to punch back too, right? That was the other thing. So Parker hits that home run, and they come back in the 3rd inning and put another run up on the board.
You get a leadoff single here. Leach, the leadoff batter, does not have a sacrifice bunt all season. Does not appear to be pondering that option here to advance the runner over with the heart of the order coming up.
She tried to put the first one down,
down,
didn't get it down. And sometimes coaches will do that. They'll either give you 1 strike to try to put it down, or vice versa. They'll give you 1 strike to hit, and then if you don't drive something, then they'll ask you to sacrifice. Most important, though, is you got to move your teammate up.
Off-speed hits, 2-2. 125th pitch coming.
Let's see how late she was on that with 2 strikes after the changeup prior. She had that in the back of her mind, making sure she's not going to get beat on something slow. She'd rather be late.
Pulls that out to right. Barker is there, and it's an unproductive out. 1 down. Taylor Panel. Big day for her mentally and physically at the plate. A double, scored a run in the first, singled in the 5th. A little dribbler out in front. But touching first base safely, that's been a big thing for her. And there's a shot off the glove of Matt Garcia, making a dive for it. And Panel,
3rd hit of the day.
getting back in her groove.
She's been barreling the ball. She does on this one. Off the glove of Nellie Mack. Just the fact that she gets a glove on this and Garcia even makes this a possible dive. But Panel continues to swing a hot bat here. Big part of the 2 runs they scored in the first.
Chance to pad the lead for Ella Dodge. Walked and scored in the 3rd. Send it down to Holly.
Well, Ella Dodge has been terrific at the plate here in postseason. And when we talked to her yesterday, she said something that just was fantastic. Her coach, TJ Goals, a youth coach, has taught her is be more excited to succeed than afraid to fail. And that's where she lives. And she's done that here in the postseason.
One of these people that umpire,
you want to hit that
tell her
home run that wins the game, you also have to be willing to accept you
use
may
a different
strike out.
cadence.
And she homered for the 3rd game in a row.
That aggravates the hell out of me. Her voice, man, it sounds like Charlotte Flair or something.
With Morgan Speed at
Make
second,
the
a
Charlotte
single
Flair
be
and a
enough to
winning
bring her in,
foot.
although the outfield is playing shallow.
The umpire that is.
So much speed on second base with Morgan. But also giving up the gap. I mean, anything hit into the gap right now is easily going to score 2 runs.
Hey, what the hell is that, man?
Taking some meaty 3-0 pitches.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to have the green light. It was a 2-0 changeup that took it to 3-0.
Couple singles in the inning for Tennessee. It is indeed nail-biting time.
She's got the Sam Landry glasses on. It's identical.
Good job protecting on that changeup.
Oh, you've got full glasses. Remember G. Juarez a few years ago had the...
Hers were more goggles.
Yeah, goggles.
You don't see these type of glasses on athletes, period.
Must be her little sister.
You need the
They look
wraparound
just
part to
like.
stay.
I like the clear frame.
Love it.
Come on. They might have should have took Landry out and rested the arm. They're not going to give him an offense. What do y'all think? Should they have taken Landry out 2 innings ago?
Dodge making it work. Full count. Bases loaded for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Sophia Nugent.
Well, she should have probably took her out. When she came out there last time, she probably should have took her out. I know she's a very popular player, but she might have should have took her out. At least save her on for the next game.
Talked to us yesterday about her days at Oklahoma. Said they pushed me to be a better player here. And it's been the same thing at Tennessee. Pushing me to improve on a daily basis. There was a logjam of catchers here a few years ago behind the great Kinsey Hansen. And Nugent was one of the ones that was here to win a ring and then went elsewhere for more playing time.
Now she leads this Tennessee team in home runs. She has been their big power hitter. See Craig's
on that stupid music down, man. They're gonna get me demonetized playing this stupid background music at the stadium. Thunder OU Center agrees. They should have took Sam Landry out 3 innings ago. Trek says she is toast. Mike Welch says the same thing. You should have taken her out 3 innings ago. So Mike Welch is in agreement with me and Thunder OU Center. It's still a 3-way series. This is true. They got a. Luckily, it's double elimination. Macy and Nora are in the house. They said, let's go Tennessee. GBO with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orange hearts coming from Macy and Nora. Great name, by the way, Nora. Macy's not bad either. But Nora is the name of my mother and my daughter. It's definitely going to be a bunt, says Thunder OU Center. Good going, says Lucky Ducky. 2 innings and go. Kirsten was in the bullpen. You don't want to put Kirsten in now and waste pitches for tomorrow. I wonder who else is warming up in the pen. Good point from Crystal Lopez.
Has there been a slam for Tennessee here? Yes, there has. Aaron Webb, 2010 against the Dogs.
That was it. Nugent off the plate. Spit on the changeup. First pitch. Another pitch away.
Oh, blue eyes.
Something on the inner half. Missed it, but that's what she's looking at.
I don't mean the eyeball. I mean the outer eye.
Waits on it, rolls a ground ball to short. They get one. Over to first. Double play.
Woo! I tell you what, I've been playing some good defense, man. Sam Landry has not been playing her best, but
one of the
best
defenses in the country
has been pretty epic
double
today.
play of the game. None
It's
bigger
not
with
for
the
that
bases
early
loaded. Garcia,
situation
Abeyani
where y'all
over to
give up a
Sid
bunch of
Sanders
runs.
with
This
the
will be a
really good stretch
really
at
tight
first
game.
to get out of the jam.
Just 2 runs, but it's still a tight game. Tennessee has
Ready for what?
Tennessee has had numerous chances to put this thing out of reach. And this is the last chance for Oklahoma. If they come back and win this thing, Tennessee's going to be kicking themselves hard. Tennessee should be up probably 6-1 or 7-1 right now. But they've left a lot of runners stranded. And Sam Landry ain't been pitching her best. So this might be the best chance to beat Oklahoma. And Tennessee should have probably added a few insurance runs by now, but they haven't. So hopefully, for Tennessee fans' sake, it won't come back to haunt them. Nice double, says the Lucky Ducky. Lane 2268 says no bunt with Nugent at the plate. By the way, there's a lot of people in here right now. We got 251 people in here. I cannot get to all the comments. I wished I could. I wished I could read every single one of them because I love it when people come in here and interact and support the channel. But if you want to get your comment moved to the top and you want me to address something directly so I can see it, there's a little $1 sign at the bottom in a box or a circle. Click on that. Write your comment out first after you click on that. Then hit it, click it a second time, and send your comment. And you can do $2, $5, $10, whatever. However many characters you want. They charge you by the amount of characters that you put in your comment. And it'll push it to the top and highlight it, and I will answer your question directly. Robert Bacon says he thinks the winner of this game will win the World Series. Could be right. Tennessee might be the biggest threat. William Farrow's in the house. He says they have done this before this season. Evil Way says, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oklahoma is left stranded. It's a game with ebbs and flows. That is true, Evil Ways. That is a good point. And Crystal Lopez says, and that's why you don't take Landry out in the 7th with the defense we have now. It's entirely up to our bats. Another good point by Crystal Lopez.
Outs. Ilana Agbayani. The last 3 innings, Sooners have had a chance with the time run at the plate. Denied all 3 times. What happens in the 7th with the time run coming up?
See a guy in the stand, see that other guy hanging.
Green is throwing down the bat after the walk. Back in the 4th inning, Carlin Pickens does not like this one either. She gets the walk here. Bat slams down, and Pickens just stares her down.
If y'all don't mind, before you get out of here, jump out of here, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. All that stuff's free. Just keeps me in the good graces of YouTube. And it helps keep the lights on around here. It's been fun so far hanging out with you guys today. It's been a pretty good game thus far. So, yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All that stuff is free, and it really does help me keep me in the good graces of YouTube.
25 miles an hour coming underneath the hands. Villa has a big swing. If she catches up to something, she can send it a long way. She doesn't get cheated. It's one thing from the very first swing I saw with Bella Erling. I'm like, she does not get cheated.
She is one of their 6 hitters with double-digit home runs on the year. Got under it, and that'll get out good.
Well, a lot of these Oklahoma hitters, too, they start with their hands low, and they'll even go lower. Bella Emmerling is one of the unique ones in this lineup. She gets her hands high, which is a good matchup for Pickens. If she can get on top of that rise ball, see, she's going to have more separation, more height with where she starts.
Got her with the swing and miss.
And that's Pickens' best changeup of the
Y'all gonna learn to hate
It's
Tennessee
66
fans, by
miles
the
an
way.
hour. A lot of her other
I'm an
ones were
Alabama
in the
guy.
high 60s. They were too fast. They were
Y'all think Texas is bad?
a little bit of downward dip to it.
Just
Over the
kidding,
top
just
rotation.
There are some good
Big
Tennessee
movement at the
people in
end
here.
gets the swing and miss.
And I do appreciate their support today as well. We have a fierce rivalry with Tennessee. Alabama Tennessee fans have been at it for over 100 years. But there's good and bad in every
Slashes
team,
that Oppo.
including Alabama, including Oklahoma, including Tennessee.
With Cassidy Pickering on deck.
Good job by Nugent. It gets past her. Knockdown is the second.
It's been a while. Back to their very first World Series that they've won a game trailing this late. Is there Sooner magic on this 25th anniversary to the day of their first national championship?
Good job of being patient, understanding that Pickens, we talked about it, with Sam Landry, now 123 pitches. He's not been able to hit the zone the way we've seen the first part of this game.
That was all just juice right down the gut. Well, Americans digging deep. Gets her to pop it up. 2 down. And time for the All-American showdown and the last chance for Oklahoma. Pickens and Pickering. Cassidy's 0 for 3 today.
Let's go Park.
Pickens still
Let's go
bringing
Park.
it 75 miles an hour, though. I mean, you get this many pitches, and she is still hitting her top velocity.
Ground ball and Drew out into center field. Out by Eye racing for third. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Good hit. Good hit. Come on. You might go to extra innings. Here we go. Let's talk about that Sooner magic. Crystal Lopez in here sprinkling that Sooner magic, boy. She might have put a curse on Tennessee. And Tennessee fans going to be mad at you, Crystal.
She won the first fight with Pickens, a home run. Carlin won the second fight, struck her out with a rise ball. And then with runners on base in the 5th,
Tennessee left too many
Carlin
runs
got her again.
on base.
You couldn't
Might come
ask
back to
for a
home.
better way for this bottom of the 7th inning to go. Who do you want? You want Pickens and you want Parker.
Go
That's
Park.
what we've got here.
Time to go Park.
It's really been unbelievable. The whole second half of this game, 3 of the last 4 innings, leadoff walks, Pickens, Parker, the battle for the last out of the game.
Outfield, that's Fiedler in center with boots on the warning track.
You're welcome, Lucky Ducky. Appreciate you being here today, brother. All of you. Meeting some new faces today. Looking like meeting more friends, right? Holy Mother of God! Holy Mother of God! Holy Mother of God! Woo! Woo! Oh, my God. I'm talking to Killer Breeze, y'all.
Tears
Woo!
of joy
Man,
for
you should've been
Parker
here.
as Tennessee chooses to pitch to her instead of walking her on base to throw to the freshman, Nellie Mack.
That's some miracle shit right
And
there. That's
Parker
like throwing a
delivers.
Hail Mary in football.
Even after the home run in the first inning that Parker hit, Pickens wanted to throw to her. She wanted the challenge. Parker gets out her next 2 at bats, but this one, 67 miles an hour, sends it out at 77. She's been the hottest hitter in the country the last month of
Pickens. 4-3 your final. So in the winner's bracket on Saturday afternoon, it's a rematch of last year's championship series, Oklahoma and Texas.
When you
Florida. And Ella Parker is catching her breath.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Can y'all believe that? Oh, my goodness. I told you, man, it's just like Crystal Lopez was saying with the Sooner Magic. She sprinkled some of that Sooner dust out there, and she put a curse on Tennessee, man, or maybe a great spell on Oklahoma's bats. They left way too many runners on base today. Tennessee should have been up 6-1 at least. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I just saw, man. That was some great stuff right there. That's some stuff that it's like college football when you see one of those Hail Mary passes. That was a Hail Mary, straight up. Tennessee been shutting them down all day, and boom, shakalaka, boom. You had a chance to put your foot on the throat of a champion, and you didn't do it, Tennessee. This might be a game everybody points back to where the Oklahoma girls that y'all say were young grew up. And the dynasty may continue, and it may be all your fault, Tennessee, because you left all them runners stranded. I really hate it for the Tennessee fans in here. Y'all basically had this game, and you just got to put your foot on their throat, man. You got to put your foot on the throat of a champion. Well, all right, brothers and sisters, let's see what y'all got to say about this. Les Tapaki says, left your best for last. Ella Parker, just love the look of those faces. 4-3, he says, Deacon. Mike Welch, that's Sooner Magic outlaw. That's right. That's right. Jordan Williams, Ella Parker trash? Really? Really? Yeah, outlaw, says Robert Bacon. Just like 2013, says Lane 2268. And Tony Hall, he bringing it in here too. And more of that Sooner Magic. I told you, Sooner Magic, brother. Sooner Magic. Lane 2268 says, I'm trying to catch my breath. Love my Sooner girls. Let me get another boomer from C.W. Long. And Crystal Lopez was probably the commenter of the day. Says, yes, I can, outlaw. Yes, I can. It was fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Before y'all leave, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel like I've been asking this whole time. It helps keep the lights on, keeps me in the good graces of YouTube. KMCA to all the other teams, classes now dismissed.